All right, we're live. Yes, we are. Happy birthday, Mr. Vapes. Hopefully, everything is good. Happy birthday, birthday, yeah. When evening comes around and you find me hanging round, you know the nightlife, it ain't no good life, but it's my life. Right. Biscuit's birthday. Very cool, man. 35, I believe. Maybe something like that. 34. Derek, what's up? Matt Berry, Alan Reeder, Blind Fury. Of course, Fat Belly with the no audio. And I didn't check that I had audio beforehand. So pictures black and white. That's strange. I mean, I'm white, gray shirt, black shelves. There's not much color. Can you see the gold fishing reel up there? Black and white. Interesting. Smoking. Matt Berry. I think I will. Welcome, everybody. 34. Right on, bro. 10 years my younger. Cool. So, 86 probably. Yeah. 86 he was born, the year that Appetite for Destruction was released. Hi, Last Dance. How you doing, pal? That was when Guns N' Roses was on the top of their game. A few years later, Nirvana, Pearl Jam came along and just blew the shit up, man. Blew it out of the water. Got some new headphones with the wire. Fuck that wireless shit. The guys were right. Wireless is awesome. When I go to get beers, can still keep them on. But hey, there's my wife wishing a happy birthday to Biscuit. Very nice. She's got a wine, cake, and a little smoochy avatar. Yeah, so Alan's in his mid-40s. Yeah, Axl Rose, he tends to be a bit of a bitch. And he's morphing into Benny Hill. He looks a lot like him these days. It's kind of fucked up. The Pixies, yeah, man. They were great. Frank Black, classic. Good musicians, man. They have their own niche of fans, but I wouldn't say they ever became huge. But Windows Vista. Yeah, back in those days, it seemed like you went on one porn site in 2008, and your whole fucking computer was fucked. You know, you had a weird search engine all of a sudden, pop-ups everywhere. It was just crazy, from what I hear from a friend or something. You know, just what I heard. Yeah, the Pixies were dope, man. Definitely. Got to get the ice moving around in this sucker. Got the Tervis tumbler emoji. I think my daughter picked that one out, but it's all good. What do we got here? 17. Anyone wants to come on, we have the link in the description, and I can post it right here in the chat. So just up to 18. I've just gained one. A little bit of a slow start. We might have maybe some guests hop in at some point. Throw out the word to Grambo on Twitter. Just sounded like an old man. Twitter. Yes, sir. Been a weird week, guys. I mean, it looks like Like Trump may obviously he's down. He hasn't been made official yet who the president is, but obviously, you know, YouTube was shit. See if I can rouse him up. Probably not. If he's going to come on, he's going to come on at his own choosing. Certainly not because I'm fucking pestering him on Twitter. And last week I pestered him so much he said, oh, "Stop! I'm in bed." Sorry, bro. But all good. 32K pick. MSN Messenger. I remember that. You got mail. That was, I guess, AOL. Sam Fox strip poker. Hey, look, it's Sammy Cap. What's up, Sammy? I just had a bowl of her chicken chili. It was decent. Nice job, Sammy. Hey, what up?
Hello.
Dude? How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. It's the floating head.
Woo!
Looks funky. Yeah, I guess the quality of is the camera work quality down tonight or something? I guess it's the same. I can't tell.
No, it's the same.
All right, cool. Yeah, I picked up some headphones with wires, man. Such an improvement. The wireless just does not cut it.
Yep. I've been wired the whole time.
Yeah. These were the Skull Candy, I think, Hash 2. They were like under $50. The wire comes out. So obviously the thing that breaks most of the time is the wire. So the fact that I can just replace it, hopefully get a little life out of these babies.
Usually it's the connector at the end that gets broke.
Right, exactly. Although the last two pairs of Skull Candies I had were on the ear, and the fucking because my head is gigantic, I broke this part. Two pairs.
You ever tried getting a motorbike helmet to fit?
No, I can imagine. Wide head.
I used to have a nickname called Melonhead when I was younger. But yeah, I thought I'd treat myself today. I bought a new parrot because my old one died on Thursday.
Oh yeah, sorry to hear that. I heard during the show, right?
Yeah, and I may or may not have been scammed.
Huh? What do you mean? What'd you buy it? Is it a painted green pigeon or what?
No. I bought a orange crowned conure or something like that. For £400. And it hasn't arrived yet. It was supposed to come today.
Oh shit! I see.
I paid for it over, like mobile banking. I bought it off of Facebook, and the guy says he's going to try to pop it over in the morning, but I've paid a load of money and I'm just shitting myself.
Oh, damn!
He's a complete stranger on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you should have waited for him to show up and then pressed enter,
He was sending it via courier, so he wanted the money there and then.
Damn.
But the courier apparently never showed up, so I'm just here having a panic attack. I'm like, I've just spent a shitload of money on nothing.
That sucks. That sucks. Hey, let me bring in another guy here. Hey, what's up, Nathan?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, pal?
Good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. And turn it up a little to kick you up. Doing well. Good week for you there?
Did anything happen?
Yeah.
See anything in the news?
I did. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, look, it's Anna. Right on. She's in the chat there. Hi, Anna.
Alex, because Alex Trebek died.
Yeah, Trebek died. There's that thing with Trump and the presidency and the coronavirus.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about those things. What?
Why are they not? Are they even covering it in America, or have they just gone deaf on election?
Oh, they're covering it.
Oh yeah, that's all. The coronavirus and the election. That's all.
Yeah.
Because here, all we got was one video of Trump possibly saying that he may have conceded.
I hadn't seen that.
He said he didn't say he'd conceded exactly, but what he said was that the Trump candidacy will not go for lockdown, but we'll see what happens with who gets in.
Huh.
Yeah, because he was like, we'll have to see what the, and then when he was like, oh, what am I gonna say after the? You know?
Yeah.
He was like, he kind of just stood there and he's like, well, we just won't ever, my administration won't ever.
Yeah.
Because it was like he was gonna say, we'll have to see what the next
And he was looking really, really like slumped down and depressed about it when he walked in and walked out. He's not his usual chipper self, is he?
Well, his hair seems more gray than gold lately.
Yeah, or orange, less orange.
Right.
Yeah, his hair's more white, isn't it?
He's put on a lot of hours, man, on beating the campaign trail there for sure. He was every single night. It was on all the time on YouTube Live. Right. He is older. He's big. He's overweight. So I'm sure.
What did you think he was playing golf during, while he's trying to fight his case?
Yeah. I guess he was thinking it was already over. Pretty much the voting was done, so he was just fucking went golfed.
Biden was showing him up by trying to put an action plan forward while he's off golfing.
Right.
Biden was doing pull-ups and
running he was doing one-handed pull-ups while he's laid in bed doing just jerking off.
That guy's a powerhouse. Biden.
So, when he gets mad at people who call him out, it's pretty funny when he tries to act all tough guy,
Well, he's all fired up right now, and he's got a bit of adrenaline in his system for now. I give him a week.
Yeah. Here, Anna says lots of dead people voting. Yeah, I haven't seen.
They may have voted, but the votes wouldn't have been counted. That have been found out that they were dead.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any definitive proof yet of anything.
There isn't any. That's why.
Right. I've seen some of the
fake news.
Of course it is.
It's rigged.
I've seen some of these videos where guys are saying they're ballot workers and they're throwing away ballots and ripping them up, but there's no verification as to where they are or who they are.
I mean, the Biden administration pulled out a video of somebody burning a bag of paper and said it was a bag of ballots. It's like the frigging paper he was signing with marker pen that was blank.
It's kind of sad, really.
It is sad, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah.
The worst thing is that it's causing so much upheaval with half the country.
I'm sure AMREP has something said about that.
I wish he'd come in here and set us straight.
Right.
Let us know about all this fakery that's going on.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to bring in one person. Anna, how are you? Hello.
Hey.
Hi there.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Good sound, good quality. Yeah, you too. Good. Glad to have you. Looks like we have a new person waiting underneath. It's all I can read is a random pizza Tim.
Like coming in here?
Yeah.
Bring him in.
But it's not a person. It's a picture of a dog with a hat on. But
well, you can always shut him off. It's probably G.I. Joe.
Hey, random pizza Tim. Are you there?
Call me Pizza Tim.
Oh, is it a little boy or a girl? Sorry.
Are you an adult?
I drink apple juice and it hits hard.
That's a 14-year-old boy.
The apple juice hits very hard.
You need to cut him off.
All right, buddy. Come back when you're over 18. It's cool. I appreciate it, man. Take care. All right.
Oh,
he's 10. It says a random pizza time 10-year-old.
We had a new person. That would have been fun.
Oh, he's 10. I couldn't read that.
In private chat, it's random pizza time 10-year-old.
Oh, let me see that.
Apple juice only with vodka.
Okay, now I see that. He is 10. Yeah. Well, that was funny. At least we caught on early, you know?
Yeah.
I think that happened once before, and there was another time where I believe there was a kid maybe with special needs in a wheelchair. And
Who was that? What's his name? Was it Chris?
I'm not sure, but yeah, one of those guys started cracking jokes. We were all like, hold on, bro. And he got a little ahead of himself there.
Yeah.
Bebopping and scatting all over the crippled kid. And yeah.
We haven't seen him since then, have we?
That was near the end of it, yeah. It was one of those guys. I don't think it was actually Chris, but I don't want to. It was another guy who was on a lot at that same time. Everyone always said he was the nicest guy, but, you know, the cripple thing, yeah, that was it. Well, we're probably not going to see him again.
No.
Shame. I was really looking forward to a new guy in here.
We need to spam that share thing everywhere.
I could get some people in here, but then you never know how it's going to go.
Right.
Oh well, if we're gonna have a party, why not? Tis my birthday after all.
Where do you mean? Did you say share? Share on what?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know. Facebook. All my people. None of those people would be.
I don't share on my Facebook because it's all family and friends, and I don't want them involved.
Right. Exactly.
Have you guys seen there's a new Facebook? What's it called? Weemy or something? Have you guys seen that?
Is that like the new MySpace or something?
Well, it's just a bunch of people that are pissed off for all censorship. So they want to go to a place where their lies won't get, said, hey, this is a lie. They want to be able to lie to their friends, and I think it's called Weemy.
Weemy.
Weemy. I said it should be called Wah Wah.
I put a post up on what's it called on Facebook. It said Trump supporters equal wah wah wah. Hold on, I'll get it up. Where's my phone gone? No, I won't. I don't know where I put. Oh wait a minute, there it is.
It's all right.
It was funny actually.
Greg Topple should come on here.
Greg Topple. I assume that's him. His picture right there, big stogie and a beer. Come on, Greg.
He got mad because somebody on Live Leak said he looked like him.
Well, it's there. That's the parrot I'm supposed to be getting.
Oh,
is that a lovebird or?
No, it's a conya.
That's what it is.
400 pound of paper.
You had a cockatiel. Did you have a cockatiel before?
No, I had a kakariki, a red crown parakeet. It died.
That's a shame. Did you did die of old age, or did you do something?
It was only 4.
You didn't, because I had one and I moved it to the kitchen and I burned a non-stick pan.
I think I saw your message on Thursday. I think you put that on the message board, didn't you? Or someone did, something like that.
No, it wasn't me.
Oh,
I think know you lost your bird.
I think what I did was I put water in his bowl like 2 to 3 days before he died, and I think he tried bathing in it and knocked it all out, and I'd not noticed. So he'd gone 2 or 3 days without water.
Oh no!
Well, that happens.
His water bowl was empty when he was dead, so I assumed he dehydrated.
Well, that's only an assumption. You can't say it for sure.
I can't know because I did put water in his bowl 2 or 3 days before.
So what are you drinking today? And I have only one person with alcohol, no?
No.
The Guinness again.
Alcohol.
Guinness. Vodka cocktail.
Nice.
And a couple beers. Yeah, so what happened? You burned a like a Teflon pan and the fumes killed it?
Yeah, I learned like a couple days after it happened because I guess they're real sensitive to certain things, and it was in my kitchen. We moved him to the kitchen, and I burned a Teflon pan.
Yeah, well, that's what I
The
thought.
fumes killed him.
Huh.
Oh, that's
We will know in
That's not
December
nice.
what happens. No,
I used to run a painting business years ago, and whenever we go into a house for interior painting, if they had a bird, we had to be super careful about that.
Yeah.
Ventilation, even just latex paints, those things are super sensitive, man.
Yeah, I don't have. Have you ever heard of Regis Stone?
Never.
no.
No, it's not Teflon. It's like I've got a frying pan that's made of like it's got like an aluminium core, but like the outside layer is made of stone.
Oh yeah.
And no matter you can hammer it, it won't break. You can use metal implements, it won't scratch, and you don't even have to use oil, and it won't stick.
Cool.
Yeah, they got like infomercials over here for pans like that.
Yeah, but I paid like 25 quid for a 20 centimeter frying pan, but it's really good. I've had it for 4 years now, and it's still non-stick as it was before.
Huh. Hey, Aphid, have you heard from Graham regarding the bets?
No, I skimmed through Thursday's show, and I heard towards the end they brought me up and said something about how I was going off on Twitter. But no, he seems like he's been real quiet on Twitter as of late since the election.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would say he's a little sad about the events that have taken place.
So you guys knew Biden would win.
I thought he would. Well, I mean, when you look at the numbers, I mean, he did win by quite a bit.
he didn't. A lot of fake votes.
Oh, it's yeah, it's
We will know this.
it's totally
You can't fake. How many is it? 7 million.
Yes, you can. In Austria also they fake.
Oh,
Same.
I know,
Seven,
it's totally
7 million extra votes. Than
especially
Trump.
when
It's
the
America.
yeah,
It's a
especially
only
when the
stone
guy
age voting system in the world.
when the guy in
That's
in
like
power,
what 10. That's 10% of the entire of. No, sorry, 5% of the entire vote extra he got.
Well, usually
You
when
know,
it's
in
faked
Germany we vote electronically. We don't have to mail the vote.
when it's faked in
Yeah.
other countries, it's usually the guy that has the power that fakes
Yeah.
the votes, not the guy that has no power.
Yeah.
We will see what happens. I think that Biden will die the next 6 months.
Yeah,
And
well,
it
I
is-
mean, I'm sure you think a lot.
thing is,
Doesn't mean
He
Thing
doesn't
is-
know where he is, what his name is.
If Biden was if Biden was going to fake the votes, do you not think he would have faked the Congress votes also?
I think that he's a pedophile and has dementia.
Well,
So
wait,
fuck
he's
him.
got dementia, but he was smart enough to take all the votes from the guy that's in power. That seems like
Well,
a far-fetched tale you're trying to peddle.
That's
America is special, yeah?
he didn't take the votes. People voted as much for him as they voted against the other guy.
Yes.
Certainly, that was a great part of his attraction. What is that he wasn't Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And in fact, I didn't like either candidate personally. Neither of them floated my boat, but I've never really liked any candidates ever.
Yeah,
they all kind
right.
of suck. So
Yes.
I understand the people who basically chose one because they feared the other more than it was like, yeah, I think people fear Trump and wanted somebody else in there. And I think, I even think some of the Republicans might not love Trump, but they certainly don't want Biden in there. So they're voting Trump against Biden,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think the biggest confusion was the fact that most of the mail-in ballots was for Biden, because Donald Trump specifically told his supporters not to vote by mail.
It was
And
stupid.
they're fake. Because mail ballots, I give you an example, yeah? Austria, the small country next to Germany. There also was a presidential election like 2 years ago, or 4 years, I don't remember. They also faked the votes, no? It was in favor of another candidate. Then came all the male ballots, and suddenly the Green candidate.
Anna, can you slow down? Anna, slow down because your English has got a little bit skewered. Either that or I'm drunk.
You are talking German, yeah? No.
Oh, you are. Your accent's seeping into your English a bit.
In Austria, there was an example where the votes were in favor of one candidate who was conservative. Yeah. And then suddenly, when the male ballots came in, it turned totally, like 180 degrees. And then I wonder why only male ballots were different than the other ones. You know? Then I think you can take those quite easily.
Huh.
Like in the US. That people vote. The people who died in 1980, they suddenly vote. They come back from hell or heaven and they vote, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm all for taking alternative looks at things, but it usually starts with at least some tiny bit of real, tangible evidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Even
if someone who was dead had their vote cast, it would show up in the system that they're dead, they can't vote. Just like anybody who's not registered to vote can't vote.
Well, I mean, even like Georgia is one of the states that they're up in arms about, and it's a Republican guy. It's a Republican guy that's in charge of the whole thing. And instead of being
same goes for Pennsylvania, isn't it? He's a Republican.
Maybe like instead of being like, oh, well, maybe there is something to this. They're like, no, he's a rhino, and they throw him under the bus, and because it doesn't turn out the way that they want it to.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're just throwing it.
The guy would never throw a vote for Biden if he's a Republican. It's not going to happen.
No.
At least they can't blame Russia for it, so it's okay, right?
Right.
Let's see when it comes up that Putin may bring the votes.
I mean, the judge said to the people, do you have anybody in there watching for the Republicans?
And they did.
And then he goes, there's a non-zero amount of people watching. And he goes, what does that mean? Is there anybody there? Yes, there are people in there. Idiots.
They had people. He keeps saying
a non-zero amount.
They didn't let the people that were banging on the glass, wanting to cause trouble in.
You don't want everyone in there.
They all had a Republican guy and a Democrat guy in there.
You don't want too many people in there because they can be messing with the votes themselves, the observers.
They were so angry. They were like beating on the glass and stuff.
Actually, they can mess with the votes because you have male votes, as I mentioned in the Austria example, yeah? How can you control what is written in the mail votes, right? You can manipulate them, you can throw them away. Who will control that? You know what I mean? This is the weak point. You should not have mail votes at all. In Germany, for example, this doesn't exist. You vote to the place when you vote, or you vote online.
That's why you can only do these kind of things in a true democratic society.
Exactly.
And America is supposed to be America's supposed to be a trustworthy democratic society that the people can trust.
You're trying to compare it to some shithole country.
1 minute.
One system run by Zionists and corporate bankers.
What you got, Smokesteve?
There was like an 8-year-old waiting to come on down below here.
Where are all the children coming from?
He was actually on camera, and he's gone now. But Gabe, stay away, buddy. You're way too young for this. Okay, please don't watch.
Is that somebody you know?
Was he from Germany? Because I told many people about this show. Maybe some people from Germany come on now.
I have to smoke off camera now. There's little kids out there watching.
Why isn't the show only for 18s? Is it not a adult only channel?
I don't know. What if YouTube put me on like the YouTube Kids algorithm?
That would be funny.
That would be so fucked up.
I mean, to be fair, we're not being what's the word? We're not being too bad right now. It's quite civilized.
Right. We are generally.
Surely kids are bored with politics and whatnot.
Right.
Yet, we're civilized yet.
Yeah.
We're not drunk enough yet to mess with
This
the.
is my third bottle today, so I'm quite drunk already.
Third
You're drunk.
bottle. I got
I'm on
that.
my second can.
That explains you
pretty
not
close.
making any sense.
Down to my
Australian
second can.
2 cans. What's his name? Up here, Fat Belly says we have Trump derangement syndrome. We don't. I don't.
I've heard that. Why?
Oh yes, you hate Trump. You all hate Trump.
I don't
Why?
hate Trump. I just
Why?
dislike. I don't hate him. I dislike him, but I don't hate
You like
him.
pedophiles and Zionists, so what's the point?
I don't think he's I don't think he's good for the American society and the country. I think
What
he's
is good?
what's good.
Barack Obama, or what is good?
See, this is a toss-up because there were some things that were good while he was president, and
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah.
Financially, there were some good things and some bad things. People complained about the tax breaks, that the richer people got all these breaks, but I find that those people who get breaks then spend a lot more money on their businesses and reinvest back into their businesses. So
Do they though, or do they just save it and get richer?
Statistically, yes, biscuit vapes.
Pretty much.
They just hoard it. I mean, that's why I liked Obama. His ideals was more like the UK ideals. Like the socialist structure with the free healthcare for everyone, that kind of thing.
Well, that's going to be coming back big time now.
Oh yeah,
Although,
I'm all for that because obviously we have the NHS. We're used to that. You guys are going to have to start getting used to that.
No wonder, I got to say, I watch a lot of Fox News, and no wonder the Republicans hate Democrats, because when you watch Fox News, you would think that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez runs the whole Democratic Party, and that socialism is just, and defunding the police and all these things is the way of the Democratic Party. And I don't think it's that way at all. I mean, I think that the reason why Trump lost is because people don't want extremes.
Do the Democratic Party actually want to defund the police, or do they just want more order?
There's several people that do.
They want the police.
They don't even know what that means.
No.
They don't even know what defunding the police means.
No.
You always talk about socialism, but you don't know what socialism is. There is no socialism in the US.
They don't want.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Socialism is something totally different. It's medical support for everyone. It's education for everyone. You don't have that. Socialism cannot exist in the US.
Do you think Biden's going to take Texas's guns away?
No, I don't think he is at all.
You
I
don't
think
have
the person that takes his place might.
Yeah, you mean
Harry? Can
No,
you guys
no.
hear me? Or am I seem
Yeah, we can hear you.
Excellent.
Does it seem
Very
soft?
good equipment.
You're a bit quieter than Anna, but
A bit louder, maybe.
Let me see if I can fix it.
But it's still audible.
Maybe I'm not coming through.
You're quite low.
Am I coming? Am I coming through this mic? Does that
Yeah,
sound loud?
yeah, that's louder. Yeah.
Much better. Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Can you hear me actually, if I may ask?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly, Anna.
I'm back. Wife tripped the breaker, remodeling the kitchen, so we have all the shit moved to one side of the house so I can redo the kitchen. But
Okay, well.
here's the cabinet color. It's
Okay, nice.
Right.
I also
You
need the
want to see my shit all over the kitchen? Hold on. Look at that.
very nice.
That's a big tin of coffee right there, over there.
Nice place, nice.
Oh, look at that stove oven. That thing is funky looking, huh?
That's a gas grill on top of there. That's a
Gas grill.
Yeah, that's my bacon.
Wow.
Essential.
Is that better? Is that better now? Is that better now?
And that's my my new steed.
Oh, bicycle.
How many Pakistanis fit in your gas oven?
Excuse me, what?
Oh,
Anna, you can't say things like that. That's super racist.
Why? How many Germans did you know, Gasselman?
100.
Okay.
Just have to turn them into ash first.
How many birds? Oh, sorry. Too soon? Too
Yeah.
soon?
Only in 2 days, Steve.
Sorry.
I also rebuilt now. Also, I have to rebuild everything because I have mold on the ceiling. I have to rebuild everything. So yeah, I feel you.
I really shouldn't have a gas stove. In my last flat, I had a what do you call it, a chip pan that I had on the stove, and I used to have lard in it for cooking chips in, and I was using the same lard for 6 months. Can you guess what happened to my flat?
Oh,
The kitchen was burnt to a crisp because
yeah.
it took. I went and I put the pan on for the lard to desolidify and liquidize for chips. I must have been gone 5 minutes. I went to sing karaoke in the living room, and then I noticed this big orange light coming through. Oh, chip pan was on fire.
Let's see here. Who Apophis says, is this a lefty stream? No, definitely not.
It's a
no.
centrist.
Usually there's just nobody in here because they're all upset and they don't want to come on tonight. They don't want to see us to see their dried tears on the sides of their face.
Well,
so.
I mean, Aphin is one. We're all different. I mean, let's not.
I'm definitely independent. I can't stand. That was one of the reasons I didn't like Trump is because as soon as he came, I didn't care for him, and I was instantly labeled as a liberal after that. It's like, give me a break.
I lean much further to the left than most, I think, here.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty much middle of the road. I'm I like a lot of guns and shit like that. So,
Well, I like guns, but I also think that people that have more should help and support those who have less.
Yeah, I hear you. It's to a point. I mean, people should be able to, if they can, work. If they can.
I agree with that. If they can work. But I also think that in today's society that it's difficult for someone who works hard to get actually what they've earned in this country, at least. Maybe in America it's different. If you work hard, you get good money. But in this country, the harder you work, the less you get, it seems.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that was from your comment a little while ago there, Anna.
Yeah, fuck off yourself.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Anna leans gas up to the right.
I'll have a guess.
No, yes, I am hefty. I am the same. I am the same exact stonage as my age.
Okay.
And I have been my entire life since I was 15. I went up an entire stone every year with my age.
That's something to be proud of, I think, isn't it?
No. I did get down to, when I was 23, I got myself down to 17 stone. I met my daughter's mum, and then I piled an extra 27 stone. I went up to 27 stone when I'd left her mum.
What's that in kilos, may I ask?
Yeah, what's a stone?
14 pounds.
I am 210 kilos.
Yes, but as I said, your weight is just a number. It depends on how you feel it all,
I can't walk.
It's not really.
I literally cannot walk further than my gait.
Yeah, but as I said, there are different secrets.
That's not good. That's good.
I know. That's why I bought the bike, because that's the only way I can take my daughter to school.
It's not good to. For example, when I was in school, people used to make fun of people who were like.
You weigh 476 pounds, Biscuit?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
There's a reason why.
I weigh quarter of a ton, I believe.
You weigh, Biscuit Vapes. You weigh four times more than I do.
Four of you. Wow.
Almost.
Does it have an effect on your health, like how you feel, or?
Oh, it does affect my health big time. I think at the moment the weight is crushing my lungs. It crushes my bladder, so I have to go to the toilet 2 or 3 times in a night. My legs swell every day, so I have to put compression bandages on my legs to stop them swelling. It's not good. I've supposed to have had my gastric bypass to lose weight, but Corona's fucked that up.
You don't look like it. Like your face looks.
Yeah, my face has always been much slimmer.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, people with my weight usually don't have a chin or a neck.
I know, it's very bad. I mean, if you don't feel good, it's quite bad.
I mean, I think that might be due to the fact there's quite a lot of muscle underneath, so maybe it's not as bad as it could be. Because my calves are like tree trunks, but they are solid muscle. Because I've got to cart all this weight with my legs. Have got to have a lot of strength to carry my body around.
Topo says happy birthday, Biscuit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Topo.
You did. It's quite a nice message.
Let's drink to that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, let's drink to Biscuit Vapes. Another year older.
Yeah.
Good for you, Biscuit Vapes.
Let's hope I make 80, shall we?
80 stones?
No. I want to get down. I want to get down to 16 stone, and live a good life.
There you go.
Put the fucking beer down, you idiot.
Yeah, there's
I am drinking Guinness, which is the lowest carbohydrate beer you can buy.
That's like a light beer, isn't it?
It's got less sugar in this than a Bud Light.
Total Nutter's got a nice little stream going. He hits us with Biscuit is a hefty lefty.
He also said that my wife tried to leave, but my gravity was too strong.
He kept pulling her in.
Yeah, and then I just shut off because she was doing my edit.
You had too many atoms smashing into each other, Biscuit.
Oh yeah, that's how winter my daughter came to be. Too many atoms smashing together.
Yeah, this guy's apparently his cap locks button is stuck. Fucking guy, Jesus, everything.
I don't mind a few caps.
They bust a cap, yeah, or two, I guess. Bollocks, Norfolk, Issini.
There's got to be somebody watching this that just for once would like to be like, I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna talk to those dudes tonight. I sit here every week, and tonight's the night.
They must have a crappy fucking VGA camera on the laptop.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. We'll bear with it.
I mean, it's a camera at least, and a built-in mic on the laptop.
Alan Reeder, see him here every week. Cup of tea. I mean, come on. There's not a stream around that Cup of tea isn't on. Total Nutter. Come on. What about I saw earlier
Happy Dog.
Was he in here?
He was.
Was he? It's been a while. Some tosser was in here. I know he can get in here.
Mr. Some Tosser, yeah, he's
American Rebellion. I mean, he might only have dial up, but that's all right. We'll make it through.
Come on, guys! It's my birthday. It comes once a year.
That's right.
Everybody get on.
No cipher. Interesting.
He didn't want to he didn't want to pay me my $20. That's why Graham. So Graham, see, if I wasn't here, you get Graham and Cypher. I should just leave.
Here you go, Greg.
He owes Steve money too, though, doesn't he?
Oh, I'm not taking it.
He says he's not taking Graham's money.
No, it was a. I don't know that guy.
I'm taking Graham's money. He shouldn't have made the bet.
Yeah, I should just tell him to pay mine to you.
Hey, now you're on to something.
It's at least if you promise to fold it back into the capital system here of the United States, then I'm good.
Oh yeah, I'll buy some cheap China electronic part.
Yeah.
No, I'll probably spend it on I got a problem with that Facebook Marketplace right now. I just can't stop myself.
Tell you what I've wanted to do for a while. There's a YouTuber called BigClive.com on YouTube.
I feel like I've heard that before.
He does it breaks electronic shit down and then puts does all soldering and shit.
Oh yeah, that sounds cool. I need to look that.
Oh
yeah,
up. I'd love to do that. I've got my soldering iron. I just need to get loads of wiring and shit, and start recording with a down table camera.
I found this last week. I found somebody that just wanted to get rid of all their old broken phones and tablets. And I was like, I'll take it. And I got like there's 4 phones I got here that I got working out of it. Some of them got like one crack on the screen or whatever. And I got an iPhone over there that's real nice, but I need to open it up and disconnect the battery and see if I can get it working.
There's another electronics guy that on purpose electrocutes himself all the time.
Oh yeah, he was on LiveLeak for a long time.
Electrobolt.
Yeah.
He's funny as hell. I love him. He's brilliant.
He was on. Maybe he still is. I haven't been on LiveLeak lately.
No, he hasn't been on in forever, man.
He stopped around the time Trump got elected because people were getting real ignorant with the racial slurs and stuff, which he never really experienced before that.
No.
And then it was around the time, that he did the ban on Islamic whatever he said or whatever. But people were just beating him down with it. And he said,
really?
It was on his page. And he finally said he would like argue back and like cuss at him and stuff, which I was like, he seems like a type of guy that wouldn't get into that, but he was, and he finally stopped posting videos on LiveLeak because of it. I guess I don't know him personally, so I'm just guessing that's why he stopped.
I was always like him. I took my sister's hairdryer apart while it was still plugged into something.
Oh.
and I held the handle where the circuit board was.
Right.
And I actually like the feeling, and you get electrocuted, all that buzzing feeling down your arm.
He did a test of a fairly morose thing where I think a little kid got killed by something falling into the bathtub. So he was testing ground fault circuit interrupter outlets. And what he was talking about was that if the water is really clean, it's not that conductive, I guess, or its conductivity isn't that high. The more soap shit that's in it, it has a quicker pathway for the electricity to travel through, so it's far more deadly. So he tested a few different ground fault interrupters, and it's that second. It's not a second. I don't know. It's a 1/10,000th of a second that you do get electrocuted between the time that the thing goes back through the circuit to trip the breaker or the outlet, whatever it is. He said it was painful as hell, but if you can imagine that was like a millisecond. So somebody who's actually doesn't have that protection device, man, that shit must be horrendous to be stuck in a bathtub getting.
I was just about to say it's not the voltage that kills you, it's the amps. But speaking of voltage, my dad's ex-boss, he was putting some signage up below a power line, the big massive girder power lines that go across the country.
Yeah.
And he was arguing with his wife on the phone, and he was on a nifty lift, a cherry picker, and it was going up while he was arguing, and top of his head touched the power line, and he was roasted to a crisp.
Killed him instantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he grounded that 20,000 volts, probably who God knows how many amps.
Yeah.
Right through him.
It went straight through him and straight down to the bottom at Nifty Lift.
Yeah.
And I think because obviously the metal legs went straight into ground.
Yeah.
Went straight through him, straight to ground.
Right.
But this guy's dad was at the bottom, and he was about to grab the Nifty Lift to control it, to pull it down. And somebody jumped in and pulled him away. Otherwise, he'd have been dead too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a few of those online. One where some guys are pushing some scaffolding and they push it right into high tension wires and they all fucking fry. And of course, there's another one where the guy's on top of the trolley or in India.
Yeah.
And he starts reaching his hand up and the cop or somebody's yelling, that, and he touches that shit. And he's like, he catches fire. It's horrendous.
Do you know how they say don't fish near power lines? Would a carbon fishing rod conduct the electricity?
Fiberglass or
carbon fiber or fiberglass, yeah.
Probably would at some level, I would say.
The amount of voltage it'd just go through anything, wouldn't it? Even wood.
Yeah,
I would imagine
so. I would say so.
Yeah. It's less. It's more conductive than the bare air, I would imagine.
Yeah, but the thing with the lower wires are usually cable, phone, fiber optic, internet. It's the ones way up at the top that are the dangerous ones generally.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, you shouldn't be in any kind of trouble fishing, but
yeah,
I don't know. You guys have fucking rivers in apartments pushed right up to them in the UK with power lines, everything.
Well, the thing is, where I used to fish, there was about probably 500 meters a bit further downriver. The power lines only go like 15 meters above the river. Right. So if you're casting from the high bank, you could reach like the power cables if the line touched it while you were casting out.
I would say unless you were using wired line or leaded line, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I always use what's it called now? Monofilament. You know, it's like a plastic line.
Yeah, I've switched over to braid myself, which is actually more like thread, and it's much stronger, but it cuts the fuck out of your fingers.
Well, so. Is that fly fishing or is it just coarse fishing?
It's casting for beach casting or pier casting.
Oh, okay. I've only ever done, like, what's it called? Freshwater pond fishing and things like that. I've done not carp, like trout, not trout, perch, gudgeon, roach, things like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where'd you have to split to, Aphid? Would you go take a leak?
Yep.
Good story.
That's exactly what I just did.
Yeah, I figured so. Thought I heard somebody's voice. Wow, you got all kinds of whacked out fucking screens behind you, man.
It's like here. You want to take a tour? All right. So this is what I sit. This is what I sit in front of. This is my two screen. So I got you guys on this one, and then I got the pop-out chat on this one, so I can read what's going on on YouTube. And then I can only go so far. Then this is my old. Oh, let me see if I can get it. This is my old Smokesteve muted. I was like, I don't hear something I used to hear, but it says he's got like a. Yeah, there he goes. This is my old TV radio.
No way.
Yeah.
I used to have one of them.
This, and then this right here is. Oh yeah, you guys can't hear me as good. This is my.
Okay.
This is. It's called a bass case. It's my buddy takes old suitcases, and he puts car amps and speakers in them, and so you can carry here. Let me get it.
Hey, do you have an oscilloscope in there? Can we see some waves?
No, I do need one of those though. So
Man.
see, it's like a little suitcase, right? And it's got a car amp in it and car speakers in it, and then you just plug the. It's got a here. Let me. It's got a auxiliary audio cable here, and then you can just plug it into a phone and go outside, and it's
You got
like
a
super
car-
loud.
A car 12-volt battery in it or something.
It's got. It's a It's the batteries that come in those little kids cars. Those little like kids 4-wheeler type deals.
Yeah, the little 12-volt.
And then this is just a.
battery.
Well, there's my paintings on the wall there, and then these are just a collection of computers and tablets and phones. There's like 4 or 5 phones over here, and then an old iPod, and then another screen, and then there's another screen, and then on my ceiling I got all my old skateboards.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of old skateboards.
Lance Mountain signature model.
No, I got a Stedham, a Jason Lee, a Grabkey, another Jason Lee, a Jason Rogers.
Nice.
And then there's some more screens and computers and stuff over there with just random stuff playing on them.
Got a possible new addition to the show here, Mr. Down the Bottom. Looks like an adult, so we'll give him a shot.
That's a bonus.
Harris, 2020 and a half. How are you?
Well, hello. Good day. Can you hear me?
Yeah, totally.
Fine.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Biscuit.
Thank you, Harris. Well, I'm guessing you're not Harris. I'm guessing you're a fan of Harris.
I'm Topple.
Tough. Greg.
What's up, everybody?
Is it really Topple? Is that really you?
Greg.
Yes.
I can't tell with the hat on.
Oh,
There you
go.
That's Topple.
I thought you were
There you go. All right, cool. It is Topple.
I thought you were black.
With good audio.
Is it working?
Yeah, you sound great.
Good.
I thought you were
So
black.
how's everybody today?
Well, brilliant.
Very good. Anna apparently thought you were black. I thought you were from...
Only mixed race also.
What? Big lips, big nose. What?
Oh, come on. No,
Ego.
I am half black.
you are.
That's
You
my
hate
nose. My nose is the black nose.
All
You're
right.
not. Come on.
Good for you,
This is full
Topple.
of
Good for you, Topple. I'm really proud of you.
My city is full of
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hey, not a problem.
I've known
I try to
Topple
get
for a
on.
long time.
Oh yes, a lot of conversations.
I guess I thought you were British, dude. I don't know if maybe I'm pretty high all the time, so
He don't live too far from you. A lot
All right,
closer
cool.
than I do.
2.5 hours, I think.
cool.
I'm by Philadelphia.
Okay, Philly, right
If you're
on.
half black, I was half black.
What? Anna's caught up on the black thing again. Fucking Anna with the black thing.
Good thing you're not a Jew, Topple.
Oh,
Full of
I'm
half
just
black
in-
people.
hey,
don't-
we're bringing out the Jews.
I thought you liked me.
She
Don't know.
does.
Should I?
Get Last Dance in here. She really likes him.
Fuck that guy. Thank you. Next call, I do fine.
I did notice when I left for a couple of weeks there was more females in the stream.
Yeah, was there?
Oh yeah. When I rewatched it, I'm sure there was another 2 female guests.
So, Topple, you came on here one time before and you were by your pool. Is that your pool?
No, it's my neighbor's.
Oh, man, that's a
No, I'm
nice pool.
joking. No, it's mine. It's
Is it? That's a nice pool, man. I wish I had that in my backyard. I just got like a blow-up blue, cheap, like Walmart pool in my backyard. That's a
It's-
nice pool.
It's great with the kids and all. We have the whole neighborhood come over. That's what you saw that day.
Right.
It's good use, so. And
Yeah.
at night, it's mine and Miss Topples.
Nice. You know what I saw they make is this? It's like a whole preformed fiberglass pool. They excavate a giant hole and they drop this whole thing in, so it's in ground. But it's not a gunite pool where they have to trowel and it takes all that time. It's like a boom bang done. It's all. That looks like cool technology. It's a little cheaper too. So I don't think you can get the big full size in ground with that. Maybe half size, little kidney shape or something. But that's maybe the direction I might go someday. Do you have a gunite pool, Greg?
What's that? What's
Do you
that?
have a gunite pool or?
No, it's concrete. It's concrete.
Yeah, that's
Full concrete.
cool. Did you have it done? Or
Actually, it was done 2 years prior to we moved in, so that was the nice part about it. That was one of the sell points that we had kids, so we're like, let's get a house with a pool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, your homeowners will go high as soon as you get a pool, though. So
right. How about a diving board? Did the insurance company check for diving boards and shit?
It had a diving board. My son actually broke it. He's not a big guy or anything, but as soon as he broke it, I'm like, you know what? I don't need a diving board. I like it to pull because when you have a diving board, your whole deep end, no one's allowed in there. So I took away the diving board so the whole pool could be used. So
sure,
yeah,
that's cool.
Even though I'm black, I can swim.
Not black suit.
Yeah.
Not even 1% black.
Yeah, you don't need a diving board.
You're white.
We go to family parties with the pool, and like without a diving board, you can hang back with the football, and the kids can do diving catches like into the pool, like running and diving. And you can come up with all kinds of fun shit without the diving board, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of what they call it, cannonball.
All kinds of
dive
catches off the side and races, and you know, once the diving board's there, it's like, all right, who can backflip? Who can front flip?
Yeah.
People are bouncing it sideways towards the coping, towards the edge. It's like, you know.
Well, my pitch from my low end to the deep end is right dead center. And I can just see the teenagers being like, well, how far can I jump out? And I just don't want that. So
No.
You rake the face across the bottom. That's never good.
I once went to one of our Olympic swimming pools in Sheffield. No, not Sheffield. It was in Barnsley, I think it was actually Barnsley Metrodome, and they have a 10-meter diving pool. You know, like 10-meter deep. And I dived off the second lowest one, and I went quite deep down, and my head felt like it was going to explode with depth.
Yeah, dude, that's divers get used to that. They can go down to hundreds of feet. That pressure. Yeah. But I remember being a kid when the first time I swam down to 10 feet, I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna die." Right. It's like you can totally get used to it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All that pressure, you know, it's nuts. I remember when I was a kid, we went on this field trip to this, I don't know, day retreat place with those like swimming pools, a lake to swim in, kayaks, all that shit. And there was this like probably 20-foot high diving board. And I decided I was going to do this stylish like sailor's dive off of the thing. And because my arms weren't extended, I totally like landed flat on my back.
Oh.
And dude, I did not want to swim to the surface to hear like the hundreds of kids like, "Oh, dude, are you okay? Oh, you suck."
I walked up the ladder. I went up the ladder to the highest diving platform. It wasn't a board; it was an actual solid platform because it was that high. And I stood on the edge, and I immediately said, "Fuck this," and walked straight back down. And I said, "Next one down." Like, nope, fuck that. Next one down.
Right.
Nope. But I must have been 5 feet off at water level when I went second to lowest.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, I hear you. So I did a lot of cliff jumping in Vermont back years ago. So you get used to the height. It's just.
I mean, I learned to just dive off of the hard surface on the side of the pool, like at normal pools, and I just couldn't do it from height. No way.
Right. Well, once you get how to dive, and then there's a little kid who can't dive, and you're trying to like tell them, and they look so fucking awkward. They're like jumping with their hands and feet at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's impossible to explain how to dive without like. It's just a motion. It's smooth. Just
I can dive off the side of a pool.
Yeah.
But I dive like that way, not this way.
Sure. We call that a shallow dive.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, unless you're jumping off a cliff in Brazil, there's really no reason to dive straight down.
I did on the second lowest one though. That's how I ended up having my head pounding when I got back to the surface.
Right. Yeah. Or if you're doing a flip or something, you would tend to go
straight down. Yeah, vertical.
Exactly.
It's Smokesteve.
Yeah, buddy.
Are they doing any COVID restrictions where you are right now?
Yeah, it's basically an advisory that it's a statewide advisory to wear a mask.
Be right back.
No, other than the mask part. I think most of the states are like that, other than down south.
We don't have no mask mandates.
Really?
Nope.
But you're south of the Mason-Dixon, technically, right, Aphid?
Oh.
Well, St. Louis. I mean, St. Louis City has restrictions, but out here in the county, there's nothing doing with that.
Yeah.
Are you upset about that?
Me? I mean, I wish people would get flu vaccines too, so it's to the same extent. Do I if I have a family member that doesn't get a flu vaccine, do I lecture them? No. And same thing with the mask. If they don't want to wear the mask, I'm not going to lecture them.
Right.
It's up to them, It's up to us as a people, If you think it's not going to help, or it's a hoax, or it's not going to work or do a difference, then what am I going to do,
Well,
Yeah,
I think it
exactly.
will actually do worse, actually.
You think it does worse if you wear a mask?
Not adults, but more kids. Because my kids are going to school right now. They go about 2 days a week. But every time I see my daughter, her hands are constantly going up and down on her face. So,
Oh, you think that's worse than if she got
It's for
COVID or
kids.
gave it to somebody?
No. She doesn't have COVID, but she's in a situation.
No,
she's
but if she
touching
did,
things.
if she got it because she wasn't wearing a mask and transferred it, to 2 or 3 other people.
No. If she's sick, she'll wear a mask. Don't get me wrong. She only goes to school and goes outside.
Jesus, dude, you're blowing up over there.
Yeah.
I'll be right
It's the life of Topple, I guess.
Somebody needs a dime.
Nobody's called me in 3 days.
Right.
Topple can't get by 30 seconds.
That situation rocks.
I texted a bizarre meme to a friend last night. And that was all the communication with the outside world that I had for the whole
Right.
week.
We FaceTimed some friends of ours. Actually, they were, I'll be honest with you, they were so excited. It was last weekend with the Trump losing her they called it, pretty much. They got so excited they called us, and they live in New York, so they were so excited they wanted to call.
Right. Yeah, people were dancing in the streets around here. Well, I mean, my wife and the the neighborhood moms, all of a sudden a bottle of champagne appeared. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, your wife was all excited about it too?
Yeah, she was.
So what about Topple? Go back to what you were talking about with the kids and the mask.
Oh, the mask. Like I said, the big thing I notice is we all wear these actually, but her hands are constantly going up to her face. Now I trust her; she could wash her hands and all that, but when you're in school, you're touching doorknobs and all that stuff that could have it on there. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe
And most of the masks.
Maybe someone should invent a tassel so you can just go.
Well, it's not
There's
even
no virus.
that. It's just
It's nothing. There's no
the
virus.
mask. This won't help me if someone sneezes in my area. It won't, because
Well, that's not a
it's
good
not
mask.
N95. Well, N95 mask you're only allowed to wear for 30 minutes.
What?
You're
Why?
only supposed to.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
I
it cuts
mean-
down the breathing. Look it up. I'm being dead serious. I wear
Man,
an
I don't.
HVAC.
I feel like I feel like I breathe better with the N95 because I got some. I feel like I
Yeah,
breathe better
right?
with those. No, but I feel like I
Oh,
breathe
it's
better
not?
with those on than I do with the cloth ones because the cloth ones are like
Really?
all up in. I do, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
I
don't think
agree.
so?
I wear a dust mask at work. It's an N95
Yeah.
particle mask, and I'll wear them for 3.5 hours straight because I work with a guy that I'm not cohabitating with or whatever. So it doesn't bother me at all. That's the same one as what you're saying, a half hour. That like it's an OSHA mask. OSHA says you can
Yeah.
have 8 hours a day with that thing on.
You really believe in
No.
COVID? You believe this exists? I pity you, because it's bullshit. Believe in
Right.
that, and the government has fucked you in your ass, and you agree to it.
Anna,
Congratulations.
I have COVID right now. It's not bullshit.
And what you
You
no,
get
it's
COVID?
How do you have
Yeah.
COVID?
Do you really?
COVID.
Yeah,
COVID
How
is,
do
you
you
know,
have
what COVID is.
I thought you didn't leave the house.
Exactly.
I go to I drop and pick up my daughter from school.
And you wear a mask when you do that?
No,
Oh.
I haven't for a while.
Yeah, but you just sit out in the car or your bike or whatever,
I just sit outside on my bike. Yeah,
and you got COVID from sitting out on your bike.
I believe I've got COVID. Yeah,
Well, you believe you got COVID.
Oh,
Yes.
here we go.
COVID is a common cold.
my
It's not a
chest,
common cold.
my
chest.
my chest is tight and heavy, like someone sat on it all the time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that could be a sign of COVID or something else.
It could be an asthma attack. I don't know. Maybe I should go to hospital.
Maybe the Guinness ain't the right medicine you should be taking right now.
Hey,
So
apparently,
you have
Yeah,
common
seriously.
cold.
Do you have any gin? Gin might be better.
the only medicine I've got is this.
Some botanicals.
Oh, that should do it.
Open the
Get that
airwaves.
vape going. There you go, biscuit. That'll fix it.
We believe in
To be
COVID,
fair,
and
this makes my chest tighter, but I
Top-
can't help it.
Topo's going for a swim, I think, is what he's doing.
45 degrees. Hell no.
25 degrees is roasting. That's
Four,
awesome.
40. I think he said 45.
45
Oh,
Fahrenheit.
45 roasting.
Which is what?
Fahrenheit.
That's like 4 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees Celsius, something like that.
oh my god,
Nah,
it's cold.
we work in Celsius. That's why I thought 25 was good.
Very cold.
I'd be at pool if it was 25 degrees.
But seriously, do you believe in COVID? I can't understand this. How can a normal person believe in this bullshit? I don't
No,
know.
how can a normal person? Yeah, all those people that are dying. That's just bullshit, right?
Yeah, I mean,
No one's
hey,
dying.
Pid,
No one's died. I could have not had this argument with you, but now I know a lot of people that have died because of COVID. I know a lot of people that have COVID.
Hey,
No.
if anyone of like a let's say middle-aged adult,
That has it or that has died.
right?
That,
Died,
no,
died.
died. No, most of the people I know that have died are like people's parents and or people that I've known.
My,
I'm sure it died of this.
my,
Oh yeah. Okay, Anna. So all these people are just dying, just like all these people I know in the past 2 months. They're just so happen to. It's a coincidence. They're just dying at the same time,
My 50-year-old
and that they test positive before they died. It's just a coincidence. It's those tests. Those tests predicted that they were just going to die of natural causes. Is that what you're saying?
Look. I tell you.
Oh wait, I'm looking. I can't wait to what I'm going to see.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
if
go like a sick, I don't know, they have heart diseases, lung disease, whatever. And they write COVID. Whatever it is, they write always COVID because of that. Yeah?
Well,
No matter what.
I mean,
COVID,
sure.
Write this. It's it.
That doesn't explain what I just told you though. So
Oh yeah, I mean, she can't try to explain what you personally have experienced.
I know it's like it's ridiculous. I mean, come on, Anna. You're gonna believe what you want to believe. It's obvious with your stance on just about every topic there is.
Okay.
It's not based on reality, so why would this
You
one
agree to allow the
just
government-
happenstance be based on reality?
I'm not supposed to say it. Yeah? That's it.
The worst bit is, guys, that the vaccine we're
People
getting.
die all the time.
The
That's
vaccine.
Yeah,
we're
people
getting-
die all the time. That makes
The
that makes.
vaccine we're getting for Christmas in the UK is coming from Anna's country.
That's a typical that topic or what he just put up there is the exact reason why we're in this situation. You know that we're gonna after 1 year we're gonna have 500,000 people. So we're just supposed to like act like 500,000 people here in the United States are, you know, it's not something to worry about. Why am I not worried about? We make all kinds of reasons why we change what we do for different things for different things. So diabetes, we're going to pass up diabetes with COVID deaths in 1 year time from start to finish. So we do all kinds of things. We're concerned about diabetes.
Let's crash the economy because the flu kills 200,000 people.
What happens to now? He's saying what happens to all the flu deaths. It's gonna make flu deaths look like a joke because I think we average around 60,000 deaths with flu. We're talking about it could be 10 times that in a year's time with COVID.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. So this is not from either side. Everyone has heard the anecdotal data that people wearing masks in South America, it seems that south of the hemisphere, because it's flu season down there, there's been much less flu because of the mask wearing, right? So
right.
My question is, why isn't there much less COVID-19?
Infections? Because it's far more infectious than the flu is.
Right. And so my point, I guess, is
it might be more infectious, but it's not as deadly as flu, I believe.
No, it's more deadly than the flu, and it's more contagious than the flu.
That's the thing. It's way more contagious.
It's way more contagious.
It's more contagious, but I don't.
Well, and here's another thing too, because people are getting tested all the time when they get anything right now. And when you get the flu, I've never got a flu test. I've just got the flu and assumed I had the flu. I was never part of any statistic that, you know, I had the flu.
Well, I've just had my flu vaccine like last week.
I got the flu
Do you
vaccine
trust
too.
the test? Do you trust the test?
I don't. Any vaccines for you.
I didn't act like six. I didn't act like 60,000 people dying was nothing. I get a flu vaccine every year. I've made videos about how stupid people are for not getting a flu vaccine.
Is he coming on?
He should come on because he should try to debate these ridiculous claims he's making in the chat.
Right.
Come on, Drone Tech. Come on.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Let's have an argument.
In Eastern Europe, there's much less death than people from COVID, because they have another vaccine from tuberculosis. The worst was raised 30 years ago. So people at the 50 or 60 years old, they don't die from that.
I can't. Can somebody decipher? I mean, I don't mean to be ignorant, but it's just hard to understand what you're saying.
Anna, these were $19 with the microphone attached. Buy them.
Okay, one moment. You hear me now?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
it's
can
not
hear
a
it.
problem.
I think she's her accent's overtaken her English.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
Look.
That's right, Blind Fury. COVID-19 has mutated in me.
Germany, yeah. The people that got a vaccine.
Oh, he's coming. He's getting a beer. Nice one. Awesome, Drone
And
Tech.
people that don't die from COVID. Okay? We have less cases here. And I think that it has to do with the old vaccine.
Anna, I can hear you. I could have always heard you. It's not.
So I think that this COVID thing is a bit of a propaganda. Why? Because we don't know. You know, they say some numbers, but can you prove these numbers? No, you can't. So they can say 5 million died from it.
Just quickly, Anna, do you deny that COVID-19 exists?
Yes, some new form of flu exists. So what? I mean, yes. So what? We have to crash the economy because of that? No, of course not.
Can anybody else
Ask her if she denies the Holocaust happened.
Oh,
too.
no, don't ask.
No.
Don't ask. All right?
Don't.
Ask her if millions of Jews died because of the hands of Germans.
Oh, dear me.
Hold on. I've muted a couple mics. We're not going to go there.
Aphid
And we're back.
honey pot. Aphid stirring the honey pot.
Yeah, right.
How many Native Americans died because of?
Look, if we were in court, these would be permissible evidence.
Why? I said it happened. Good.
That's Trump's argument that hearsay is permissible.
It wasn't me.
Evidence.
I didn't do
It
it.
is certainly not.
Nothing to do with me. You know, it was 7 years ago. I was not involved with that. So it happened. Good. We apologize. We paid. It's good now.
No, we're good now. I caught that. We are. That is, yeah.
Germany paid $20 billion, I think, or more. It's okay now.
Interesting. So do you have 2 leaders in Germany, right? Do you have a chancellor? Do you have 2?
Oh, topple.
Chancellor and president.
Maybe his
But
internet's on
power
down.
is with the chancellor.
Who's
Oh,
higher?
drone tech's coming on.
The chancellor is one who decides everything. So she has them.
Yeah, so you only ever hear about Merkel. We never hear about the. I didn't even know there was a president of Germany.
Yes, but he has only very small functions, like representative functions.
Huh.
Travel and talks and blah blah. It's not important.
So the president just hangs out, probably gets what, $400K a year, and just doesn't do
I
shit.
guess, but
Yeah.
he I don't know.
So your president's like our queen, just a doll waller.
Right.
Yeah, but he also has important functions.
Dull? What? A dull weather?
A doll wallet, basically a benefit cheat.
If I think, I don't even know what his name is. I think he's called Gauck. I'm not sure about that.
Gauck.
I have to look.
President Gauck.
Speaking of funny English terms, I was thinking about possibly starting up a new YouTube channel about like messing around with different things in my basement and everything. So one of the piddler here in America is like if you piddle around with something. Smokesteve, I'm sure you've heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, well,
mess around.
Right. So,
Yeah.
what I came up with was that in England, I guess piddle is another word for peeing. Is that true?
That is also another word for peeing. Yeah.
So a piddler is somebody that walks around and urinates on stuff, I guess.
I wouldn't put it that much, but
So if you had a YouTube channel that was called let's say the Piddler or something, would you think it was a guy that was messing around in his basement, or would you think it was a guy that was peeing out in his backyard?
Maybe a guy that's taking the piss.
Okay, so I decided against. So I'm leaning more towards using the word tinker because
Tinker, but
tinker.
You know the association now that with the Irish tinkers, right?
No, what's it? Tell me. Let me know.
The Irish tinkers would come and be like, "Well, I'll freshen up your blacktop for $300 cash," and they'll act like they're going to do this great job, and they'll do a total shit job.
They'll put like oil, like your recycled oil on their driveway.
Exactly. That type. Like the tinkers used to be like blacksmiths in the day, and they would refinish a tin pot, but
Right.
they have morphed into more like a gypsy type where I hear they'll tinker you right out of 300 for whatever,
Is that right, Biscuit? Is that what you think when you hear the word somebody gonna tinker in their basement? What would you think?
I think we're like messing with some technology,
Okay.
like
Tinker.
fixing something, or the tinkering with the tablet, or the tinkering with the machine, the tinkering with the lawnmower, making
Right.
it work better.
Right.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what I was going
think
for.
it's more
Yeah.
mechanical, not computers. Like I'd say, you're tinkering
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a lawnmower.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I'd
you're
say
tinkering
if I was
There you go, Smokesteve.
if I was fixing
Yeah.
a tablet and using my soldering, I'd be tinkering with the.
I think Smokesteve tinkers every day, don't you?
I do.
That's what your job is to tinker.
Well, technically, when he's using his grinder and making his joints, that's tinkering.
Yeah.
By the way, Smokesteve, my wife noticed that behind your head you have a N95 mask hanging up.
Yeah, that's the kind with the valve, probably, and that's the kind that's not safe because
It's not good for other people.
I'm blasting out my phlegm
Right.
into the universe, but
Right.
I'm not getting any because of the way the diaphragm works.
Right. Which I did have some of those, and I
bought these, which are like 6 layers of
Oh
material.
wow!
There was $9.99 for 2 on Amazon.
I actually today I was at the hardware store, and every time I go in there, I look for N95 mask, and they haven't had any since this. Well, my wife's birthday is back when this whole thing started back in spring, and I got a pack of 4 back then, and since then they've not been available. It was the last pack.
There was a time when I was thinking of getting one of those full face painter's masks, like the
with the
big screen and
right.
big massive filters on.
How do Drone Tech wants to know how he gets in? There's a link, Drone Tech.
Yeah,
there's a link in the description. But
maybe Smokesteve can. There you go.
There you go.
Whatever happened to young Alex? Young Alex used to be.
I know we've not seen him for a long time.
What's his problem?
He's cutting back on the sauce, maybe. So he
could drink water or a cup of tea or.
Hey, well, he'll be back someday. He's the man.
Aphid the Fiddler. I like that cup of tea.
There you go.
Oh, I was going to say something else then, but it's not appropriate. Maybe when you're wearing your smoking jacket.
Oh, I'm going to get my smoking. Actually, I'm going to take a pee, and then I'm going to get my smoking jacket on.
Drone Tech's here, dude. Oh, he left right when Drone Tech showed up. All right. Aphid must be scared.
He's going to take a tinkle, and then he's going to put his smoking jacket on.
That's all right. Hey, Drone Tech, what's up, buddy?
Hey, all right.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly.
Cool.
Nice and clear.
Right.
Yeah. Aphid just ran off to freshen up a little for you.
Oh, I hope. Yeah, I was hoping I know. I get here and then he leaves. It's like he's the only reason I came.
Right. He'll be back shortly. I know. So odd. Yeah. How you been?
I've been good. Just well, I was doing pretty good today, and then we decided to order delivery. Which anytime we order delivery, I swear it's like the order is always screwed up, and it's always mine. And so I ordered a cheeseburger, thinking, "Hey, this is simple, just a cheeseburger, right?" And so I ordered that, and I asked for the bun to be on the side, just kind of because I know that if I don't, they'll send it and it'll be soggy, So it finally shows up because it's like 30 minutes late, and my burger is just like raw. It's like they took a raw hunk of meat, threw it on the stove for like 10 seconds, and sent it to me. And they sent it with the buns, of course. So the buns were like completely disgusting. I don't know. I was just like really angry, and then I called them, and it took me like an hour to get a refund. The restaurant told me to call. I'm sorry. The restaurant told me to call DoorDash, which is the delivery service. I wait on the phone with them for an hour, and then they tell me I got to get it from the restaurant.
Damn! Did you eat? You sound hangry, bro.
No, I haven't eaten. I'm eating this now.
I had the opposite happen to me yesterday. I ordered a burger for me and my daughter each, and I was expecting a big juicy beef burger, but it was like a McDonald's burger, but like twice as big, with cheese, and all the dressings, and all that. And it cost me like £42, but it was out of town. It was out of town, so like trying something new. And they sent like 10 cans of Monster, 2 burgers each. What else did we get? Oh, and a box of Quality Streets.
Oh, that Monster Energy shit. Oh, that stuff's nasty, dude.
Oh, I drink.
It was the orange juice version. The one that's like pure orange juice, but with the Monster shot.
Right. Hey, Aphid, did you see who's here?
Yeah, Drone Tech. I think Anna's leaving. I think did I just see that? See you, Anna.
Is she okay?
It's been nice seeing you, Anna.
Anna, she's a gas, isn't she?
Oh yeah. Oh, don't say that. You can't use the word gas in the German.
Son of a bitch.
So you guys are talking about COVID.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, let's.
Well, I mean, I think I know it's real, you know. And very early on, I was telling people in my videos that they should wear masks. So it's not like I'm some kind of like insane person here, but I do think that the media and the Democrats have taken every opportunity to take advantage of it and use it as a political weapon. And I think that the numbers have been probably overblown. I mean, I've seen evidence of that. And there is a lot of questions about like the effectiveness of the masks. I mean, as far as I can tell, they're just like a minimal mitigation factor. It's like we got nothing, so wear a mask, and that will do something, even if it's minimal. I mean, if you look at these look at these countries that were held up as role models for PPE adherence, and they're all locking back down. So,
well, they've all got lax. You know,
the thing is, though, America, who are quite lax in wearing the masks, are the highest. You know, like the worst. America at the minute is the worst affected by COVID right now.
No.
I think Europe is actually doing worse than we are as far as the numbers.
As a whole, maybe, but America is at the top of the table with the 10 million people.
Total.
Wrong.
Yeah, but
no, that's wrong, guys. For one, if we're talking per capita, we're like 8th down the list, all right? Because we're the 3rd most populated country. Who's the 2 most largest? And by a large margin, like it's like the United States is the 3rd most largest population. But if you look at China and India, they're gigantic. And guess what? We don't really know the true data from those countries, so it's not really. That's true. It's not really.
We don't. We don't. China. I do believe from because we can see videos from what's happening inside of there. You know, there's people that live there that are from the United States or whatever, and their draconian measures are never going to fly here. You know, we can all admit that's never going to work here in the United States. You know, but I do. You know, they would. You know, you can put 2 and 2 together and figure out that they're not having the same problems that that Europe is having.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, you look at Sweden, like, for example, and they've done nothing. And I know it's funny. You talk to different sides and you're going to get a completely different story. A lot of people say Sweden is really fucked. But I've looked at their numbers, and I mean, they seem to
have you looked at them now? They're not doing all right now. I mean,
the last time
look right now.
Isn't it?
You got it on a window there.
Isn't it Sweden that's got the morphed?
Sweden went like up a brick wall like in the past like 3 weeks. They've went straight up a brick wall.
They're doing like a couple deaths a day, maybe.
Well, I mean, when you go up when you start going up, it takes a while for the people that are infected to die. So it always follows the. Is that
where the mutated coronavirus is in the mink in Sweden?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe so. They're going to kill off millions of mink. I think Smokesteve's got some statistics on those.
I mean, I'm looking right now at the. I'm sorry.
Not the deaths. Look at the infection rate.
Well, it's
not going to catch up. It's not going to catch up with the deaths yet.
Well, but isn't that interesting that deaths were like what was focused on up until they can no longer focus on deaths because deaths started plummeting. So now we're looking at infections, and we're trying to act like.
Yeah, well, how many people died in the last 24 hours in the United States from coronavirus?
But how? I know, but and I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm not saying that, but how many people died from like a host of other things?
It's gonna be either 2 or 3 in 1 year's time of the worst deaths in the United States behind heart disease. It's probably gonna eclipse and pass cancer. So is that worth being concerned about?
If I'm not mistaken, the deaths had to be counted because that was the only true account they could see. You couldn't test everybody and find out how many was actually infected at that time when it first started.
A fairly reputable stat website says the death rate for coronavirus in Sweden is now one of the highest in the world when adjusted for population size. So
that's like I'm looking, and currently they're like 14th or 15th on the list per capita.
Yeah, but their peak just
Well,
went
who's in
up.
the lead? Who's in
It's
the
gonna
lead?
it's gonna catch up to them because their cases, they've been testing the same amount of people. They didn't just start testing everybody.
Well, I mean,
2 or 3
yeah.
weeks ago.
I mean,
if
we
you
get a
look at their yeah, I mean, yeah, if you get your vaccine, but I mean, even you admitted that I think you did. You said that the best thing that we have to prevent and help ourselves is wearing a mask. Did you not kind of say
It's
that?
like the minimal, yeah, it's like the minimal thing we can do. Really.
So are you do you think it's cool that people don't wear that don't want to wear a mask, or do you think that they should try to wear a mask? And I mean, do you think that it's like controlling us if we wear a mask, or?
I think there is an element of that. I think I think that people are suspicious, and I'll give you reasons why they are. They're suspicious of this being used to take away more freedom. And you look back at like 9/11 for an example of that, and the way people were kind of whipped up into a fervor, and we had the Patriot Act and stuff like that. And I was a supporter of that, and now I look back and it's like I was stupid. But it's like they get you whipped up, and it's like the same thing happening now. And now,
well, do you think that I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that people should. I think it's a person's choice, but I think people should be responsible. And like, if you're not going to wear a mask, like, you better be healthy, or at least be pretty sure you're healthy, or at least be keeping distance. Here's the thing, and I'll shut up for a minute. Here's the problem: is that people see like the media, and I know you love it. I'm always like the media and Democrats.
Wait, let me take a drink.
Dude, they are the focal point of a lot of our issues in this country. They are, and this is one of the reasons they are, because if you look, every time they're shaming a group of people for gathering, it's always like their political opposition. Yet when it's like these mass demonstrations of BLM and Antifa and left-wingers, oh, well, then you get these notes from these doctors' associations saying, oh, well, their cause is so important that it's okay. And so then
I don't think where have you heard that? I've never heard that.
No, it's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, who said that? Who said that?
It was touted by the media at the time.
Well, no, who said that they got a doctor's note that it was all right?
I'll get it.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I will admit that when Biden was called out for being the winner, the Biden supporters was given a pass for celebrations of like Biden's win, because everyone was wearing a mask at least, but they were all huddled together.
I don't know. I saw equally that they were like, they kind of acted like held their head in shame, because I watch all the different media sites, and it seemed like on like CNN and MSNBC they were like, oh, we don't want to bring it up, but they're not. But most of the people, you can't say that if you look at the pictures and the videos of like a Trump rally versus the people celebrating in New York when Biden won last weekend, that they were wearing, more people were wearing masks you
know what? I got into an argument with someone on Twitter about this today. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Like, I look at videos of both and pictures, and I see the same thing. I see some people wearing them and some people not.
I don't. Not at Trump rallies. I mean, people that. No, I totally disagree with you. If you see at a Trump, hold on. At a Trump rally, you'll see the people that are behind the camera on his screen. They all got the Trump mask on. But if you look at the people in the crowd, like if you go to like a YouTube video, let's say of somebody that's in the crowd that's doing a live stream of the actual crowd, there's hardly anybody that's wearing a mask. I mean, the ratio, let's say 10%. It'd be hard for you to disagree with it. It's not 10%. And when you looked at the things that went on last weekend, and I'm not defending any of them. I wouldn't go right now out in a crowd of any people. I don't care what they're celebrating. I think it's ridiculous.
Here we go. So, on a CNN article, over 1,000 health professionals signed a letter saying don't shut down protests using coronavirus concerns as an excuse.
But that goes towards Trump rallies too. I mean, they're not.
They're talking specifically about the BLM protests. If you read the article.
To be fair, I mean, it's not exactly the COVID thing, but do you remember the vitamin E acetate thing with vaping?
Oh, I do. Yeah. It happened before all this.
Yeah. I mean, they was trying to blame it on nicotine smoking when it was actually weed vape that had the vitamin E acetate in, and all the news channels was promoting it as nicotine vaping, and all the governors and that are trying to completely ban flavors on nicotine vaping when it's not even anything to do with that.
Here, real quick,
Right.
This is from a New York Times article. Are protests dangerous? What experts say may depend on who's protesting what. Public health experts decried the anti-lockdown protests, which is what I was going to talk about, as dangerous gatherings in a pandemic. And at the time, the media was saying they were killing grandma. And then health experts seem less comfortable doing so now that the marches are against racism, which is absolutely true. And the media was the exact same way. They never, anytime you see them shaming a group, it'll always be like Republicans or some. It'll never be Democrats. You'll never see them do it.
Well, I mean, I've seen on CNN where they were talking about the people, doing the crowds. They even, maybe they didn't devote as much time to it, but I mean, you could say that all media is the same way. You could use Fox for example on many different things as well.
Sure. I mean, either, though,
that's why I don't understand why everybody's not an independent. It just doesn't make sense.
Is there not a centrist media group that you
no
can actually trust?
Well,
now?
I mean, the closest thing we got, which I'm sure Drone Tuck will totally disagree with me, is National Public Radio, which they definitely lean to the left. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's the closest thing we have to a centrist because they don't really give their opinion as much as other.
Dude.
No, you didn't listen to what I said.
Okay,
I said they don't give their opinion as much as the other outlets do. And I said they definitely lean to the left, but they don't give their opinion as much as the other outlets do.
What are you guys?
That's so unfortunately, and I'm saying that's unfortunate. That is the closest thing we have to a centrist or independent media source.
What's your guys' opinion on Russia Today news outlet?
RT.
Yeah.
I don't really come across them.
I think they're quite impartial for most things that they talk about.
Were they the ones that had a bunch of videos of from the Syria? RT.
I think so.
A lot of tank stuff, like tanks maneuvering around in the city. Oh, yeah. That shit was awesome.
Oh yeah, man! I used to watch all those videos. Anybody on Live Leak did for sure.
Yeah,
we all were watching that stuff. Do you remember the video? Do you remember the video? Oh, there was a lot of awesome tank videos. Remember the video where the guy was like hanging out by the corner and a tank shot the building, and the blast just ripped the dude's face right off.
Yeah.
I think the shell.
There was a guy. His name was my cat's name is Pedroia, and he had that as his avatar. Unfortunately, he committed suicide. But he had that was his avatar for the whole time he was on Live Leak.
Thing of the guy's face getting
yeah.
I remember that.
Or what about the guy that sat in the coffee shop that had no head? Do you remember that one? He was sitting outside of a coffee shop or something. I think it was in Iraq or something, and he was just sitting there, obviously perfectly still. He had no head.
You mean his body was there?
Yeah, his body was there,
but no lips. How about the one I saw it again recently, where the cat? I don't know what he's thinking. He decides there's an RPG lying in the road, and I think there's some Army Rangers 200 yards down the road. I'm going to go grab the RPG and see if I could get a shot off.
Oh, Jesus.
And they fucking lit his ass, shot him through the hip. Then he's
face.
all, contorted, and then they just, boom, 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 head, shoulder, chest. He was just done. But
yeah, that's one of the earlier videos that we saw out of Iraq. I remember that one distinctly. Yeah.
He gingerly runs out he's I'm gonna sneak out here to the RPG. They won't see me. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking that was.
Yeah, he gets hit and he kind of drops down, and then they're just like, bop, 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 bop.
Right.
Yeah. That was. I played one the other. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The most memorable video I saw about an RPG was some Arabian dude, and he's holding an RPG and he just goes, Katung, and he flies back because he's got it the wrong way around.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's a good one. There's a really, on Veterans Day on my Discord channel, I played, just because I have all those old combat videos I had on my Live Leak channel on discs. and it's on my computer now, obviously, and I just played them all. And one of the ones that popped up that I had forgotten about was these Marines driving around and they get shot at, and then they see who's shooting at them in this car, and they chase the car down. And then the dude's like, they chase the car down. The Marines are like shooting at him, and they're screaming, hurry up, chase him, turn the corner. They're right there. And they end up jumping out of the car, and the Marines end up mowing these guys down like in an alley. It's pretty wild video. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild video.
It almost sounds like the juxtaposition of I think it was ISIS that were like driving down the road in SUVs, driving up on people and just lighting up the sides of their car with like multiple AKs or RPKs, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, those higher quality videos, when you see shit like that, it's definitely different,
Yeah. There was some pretty wild ISIS videos, like GoPro videos too.
Did you get all your videos off LiveLeak before you? No. Before you can't get them anymore.
No. Well, I had a lot of it. I had just been keeping it as I was uploading it, so I had most of it.
Right.
But I probably lost some stuff. I mean, like funny stuff, like the beer challenge and
all the videos I ganked and uploaded to LiveLeak I still have, because obviously I saved them on my hard drive. But all the like Ursays and stuff I made, I mostly edited those with my phone, and I would delete them off my phone because I thought I always had a safe place for them to be. And they're all gone.
Is LiveLeak gone down now then?
No, it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah, all my videos are gone though, and I assume a lot of other people's are.
Yeah, you can't. Anything that's over like a year old, you can't access anymore.
Which sucks because I always thought my channel would be like an archive. Like
I thought the same thing. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Have they downsized the servers or something, or have they just got not enough room?
I have my suspicions when it comes to mine. I don't know. Something happened to mine a long time ago. I mean, I got visited by the FBI one time, and so I know I was on their radar. Yeah, over a video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It
wow.
Was, and it's funny. A lot of Marines and soldiers would just send me stuff, like email me or just be like, oh, come on, friend me on MySpace or whatever. But this one I just happened to find. I knew how to search for soldiers' profiles on MySpace, and I could find their like videos that they would upload. And I found this one, and it was just like an IR video of some insurgents being chased down in a truck and lit up. And apparently, and it does say before, it says like top secret and some stuff like that. But apparently, it actually was not supposed to be out, and they were just trying to find out where I got it. Yeah.
Did you tell them?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I told them like the MySpace page that I got it off.
Were you like totally uncomfortable? I mean, I can't even imagine how I would handle that situation.
When they came, I was smoking.
Oh, man.
I've only ever been on LiveLeak once, and I was turned off by it because I saw the first one I saw was a parrot gnawing on someone's tooth, and then the second video I got was police just shooting this guy down who opened his door, and he went for his gun, and police just killed him outright. And I was like, no, that's enough for me. No more.
Oh.
Well, that's not. I mean, it sounds like the appropriate response, though.
He didn't know who was going for him. He threw his gun to the floor before police gunned him down.
Right.
His gun was on the floor.
Yeah.
I found LiveLeak. I think I was prepared. My dad got cancer and he was dying, and I knew he was gonna die. And I think I started looking at YouTube videos of like death and shit. Like first it started with car accidents, like drag racing accidents, and then it went further and further and further. And I stumbled upon LiveLeak, and I was like, oh my god, look at this place. This is way different from YouTube. And then I noticed there was like a community, and I was like, oh, and it was they did those Ursays, and that's what kind of kept me into LiveLeak was the community aspect of it.
Right. Sloop.
I used to read
Sloop, Sloop.
I used to read a magazine called Bizarre, and there was stuff like tree trunks going through some guy's torso, like it crashed into the tree.
Yeah.
There was a tree trunk going through his body and stuff like that. That was quite fun because it was just a still image, and it was quite gory. But and there were another guy that was still breathing, but his body he fell off a cliff, and his body had split open on a rock. And I didn't mind the gory photographs, but when
Yeah.
it comes to a video,
Actually, the
it's
photo. I think the photographs bother me more than the video
Really?
does.
Depends.
What-
I'm with Last Dance. I think I found Ogrish first.
I didn't-
Ogrish.
I
Yeah.
didn't know Ogrish.
I was
didn't
on
know
there
Ogrish.
first. Yeah. I was
Ogrish-
posting my combat videos there, and then Hayden found me there and invited me to Live League.
I was just freaked out on Ogrish, and then I found Live Leak and was like, well, this is slightly like it has more creative, just normal shit, and mixed in with the total like beheadings and murders and assassinations. But Ogrish was pure all death, 100%. You couldn't get like a little, sweet piece of nice fun video mixed in with your gore. It was all gore. So that's where Live Leak, I felt like you could gore, you could do some fun shit, a little more gore, jump, mix it up.
It was a bit more mixed and a bit more.
Yeah.
Right. Start to get nauseous after too many killing videos.
That was the beauty of the Bizarre magazine. It was literally one a month, and there were like one center spread of gore in the middle of naked women in the rest of the magazine.
Right.
So on Live Leak, you asked me about saving videos. I actually did manage to save one video here on. I'll show you here real quick. One your save video from back then. If you can see this, that's me.
Yeah. That's
from,
you?
That's like 2000.
Oh my God! You look. I would never guess that was you. You just don't look nothing like you.
Yeah, that's like 2007 on Live Leak, making a video about how we need to stay in Iraq. To fight Al Qaeda, because that's where Al Qaeda is.
Do you think killing Saddam Hussein was a mistake?
Hold on, let me get rid of this shit.
In the long run?
Yeah, probably. I don't know, because look at Iraq now. it kind of has come around into like a real country that is going to be an ally to the U.S.
Sure. But
so,
you've also got the what they're called now, the where Islamic State's from.
Syria.
They're coming out of the woodwork, but Saddam Hussein would have kept them fuckers in check, wouldn't he?
He did. At least that's what they say now. Yeah, he was the guy keeping them all in check. And George W. Bush should have known that that's what was going to happen. Because his own father warned. That's why we didn't invade Iraq when we kicked Saddam out of Kuwait. In Desert Storm, because he was warned, if you break it, you bought it. Kind of a thing. So
yeah.
Well, there seemed to be a narrative going around at the time that was, well, my dad didn't do it, but I'm gonna, was it for policy or for pride,
Well, a lot of people, so I was hooked on, from Desert Storm as a kid all the way through the 90s, and so, I remember UNSCOM and all, when they were searching for WMD and all that, and Saddam was kicking people out all through the 90s, leaving a lot of suspicion that he did have a program. So that a lot of people say that Bush lied, but really through the 90s, we all kind of felt that he did have WMD. And there was this kind of mood through the 90s that we needed to finish the job. So there was that kind of thing leading up that, if you weren't paying attention, you maybe didn't know about.
Right. I know.
That's terrible.
I know. These fuckers in the comments are hilarious.
What do they say?
Saying Live Leak is from China.
Last Dance, too. Usually he's pretty conservative. Last Dance having a few glasses of port, maybe, a little sherry. Or
That's another guy I've known from Live Leak for many years.
LD, old Last Dance.
Ethan, were you on there when I was posting on there?
I don't think so. I came around 2013.
Okay, yeah, I stopped probably by then.
Smokesteve did mention Sloop. Sloop called me, actually, ironically, a little while ago.
I think I was still on MySpace back in 2013.
Oh, Sloop should come on, dude.
Yeah, get old Sloop on you. I don't think Sloop would. This isn't Sloop's type of. Sloop wouldn't know what to do.
He's a freaking Vietnam veteran, man. Get that guy on here.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
love to
Sloop
have
is Sloop is a legend.
that. Totally.
Dude, do you repair tablets? Is that what you do?
No. Well, I mean, technically, I guess I do, but just piddling around, biscuit vapes.
Yep. I've repaired the odd iPhone 4, but I don't believe in that.
I have an iPhone 6 because, like I said, I got it was a stack of phones and tablets that some lady just wanted to get rid of. So I was like, I'll take them. And one of them is a iPhone 6, and it doesn't have a broken screen or anything. I just need to take it
You
apart.
said it twice now. What'd you pay for the stack of stolen
Nothing.
phones?
She just wanted to get rid of them.
Okay.
No, they all had her information on them, which I was like,
absolutely hate.
thankfully
Apple.
she gave them to me, not somebody else.
Apple does not believe in the right to repair, and I don't think that's good. It's
Norfolk, guys, real quick, I just wanted to address something. Norfolk, I seen he said in chat. He said, depleted uranium, seen the babies. Yeah, I mean, and maybe something's changed. I remember that being a big thing back then.
I think he's on about Last Dance with drinking heavy water.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if depleted uranium is the cause of that. Only because I remember reading an article forever ago from the World Health Organization which I know not a lot of people put a lot of stock in, but I remember them saying that depleted uranium wasn't radioactive enough to cause this, and that you basically just anything that you actually went into your body exited out, through the feces or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I
You
don't
may be
know.
right though. I don't know.
The Americans you guys had thorium salt reactors, which would have stopped any kind of, meltdown things that could have happened.
Right.
And you guys just stopped doing it. I don't understand why.
Yeah. Are you talking about nuclear reactors?
Yeah, they had it was like a salt reactor that used liquid salt instead of water to keep it cool, and it'd just drop it into a big like hole if it tried to react.
Cost prohibitive, bro.
What do you mean? A meltdown's good for business.
They probably thought that the risk of a meltdown or saving like $300 billion, give them, where it's going to go. That's how it works.
I think the thing is with thorium salt reactors was that you had to replace the pipes periodically, and it would have cost a bomb to keep the reactors going.
Huge.
So, Drone Tech, I didn't get to see your show the other day with trigger warning. What do you think of Trump? Like, should he concede, or should he just keep fighting the fight, or do you think there's a chance?
I've made it pretty well known that I threw in the towel a long time ago. I've pretty much moved on. But there are some irregularities out there that are. They should pursue it legally. But Al Gore, he took till what, December 13th or something like that.
Yeah, but he only had like 500 votes in it, not several thousand, didn't he?
That was 37 days, I believe, that took for that decision.
Right.
From November 3rd. So
it seems dodgy, as you would say, to me, the whole process. And look, I already thought it was from the beginning, because our mass media, our fourth estate, acts as the propaganda arm of one of the parties. So that in itself, to me, is one of the biggest threats to our democracy.
Well, do you think it's slant? Like, do you think in what way? Like, because they exist, or because Fox exists, OANN exists, and what's that news?
Finally, there are some alternates popping up, but what you're seeing is the media and the tech giants and all these kind of getting together, and they're saying, well, we're going to decide what the truth is, and then we're going to declare anybody who's outside of what we declare the truth to be fringe, right-wing, conspiracy theorists, whatever label we want to attach, and our rationalization for censoring you. And so that's what I'm worried about with the incoming administration here.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is a serious, it was already pretty freaking Orwellian. It's going to get way worse. And they're going to feel like they have a mandate for it, which is going to be a nightmare. But the gaslighting in store for us is not good, I don't think.
What's some examples?
Are you talking about a national mask mandate, like, for an example? Like, that's
No, I mean that's probably going to happen, and there's still going to be people who don't wear it. There's not really anything they're going to be able to do about it.
You can't enforce something like that.
Right.
Not really.
Right. And without looking very authoritarian. And
Yeah.
Aphid Lip, you mentioned something like, "Oh, we're not going to get all draconian." Dude, I've been reading some Twitter posts, man, and I know it's just Twitter, but like really weird, like sounding like they're the Borg, like they want the Borg here in America. Saying like, "Oh, well, this country would be so much better if everybody just believed the same thing and everybody was forced to get together on the same thing," and just saying things that sound like communist China, you know, and I got
well, who's saying that though?
You know, it's just Twitter. That's why I say it's Twitter. But I'm just saying I'm seeing a lot more of that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing a lot more family members that are going to. What's the new Facebook? Is it we something?
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
And
we.
And I had a family member. Okay, it's a technically I guess it's a cousin of mine by marriage, and she got mad. She was posting on Facebook how she was upset with her. Cheers, everybody. She was posting on Facebook about how her husband was watching Tucker Carlson, and she was all upset that he was watching Tucker Carlson because Fox News is the enemy now, and that that she doesn't want to have anything to do with Fox anymore and have Fox on her television set. So I mean, I kind of thought that I was hoping that somehow we would, I'm not like this mass unifier and thinking that everything's gonna be fine now. We're all gonna be friends, but just that somehow we're gonna start at least going a little bit better instead of a lot worse. And so far it seems like it's gotten a lot worse instead of any better since the election. Hope maybe it's just because it's still new and the feelings are still
Well, can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been following the MAGA rally today. I was gonna go to that.
Yeah, I did a little bit.
Minute, I decided not to, just because my wife is very pregnant and I don't want to leave her with 2 little kids.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And she's very pregnant, so it's coming soon. But or he's coming soon. But if you look on Twitter at the MAGA rallies, you're going to see there's lots of violence occurring, but it's once again the left-wingers. There are like BLM people attacking old people at restaurants and shit, throwing fireworks at them in restaurants. Going on right now. Like, Aphid Lip, like, what do you think about that? How is it?
I think it's ridiculous.
Listen, how is it that the right wing is like this big threat when the violence and the vast majority of violence we're seeing has been coming from the left, and yet you never hear about it really? I mean, the media treats it like if you hear about it, it's coming from a fringe source, and you shouldn't believe it because it's disinformation. I mean, that's essentially what they're saying.
Well, I think you shouldn't get your information from any source that's not going to feed you the truth and nothing but the truth. But unfortunately, that's a rare comedy these days. There's no source that you can get it from. That's why you got to take a little bit from all of them.
Right.
Also, Sun Tzu answered your question when he said the power stems from the barrel of a gun, and the right wing has the guns.
Well, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. I'm really bad about that. You're right, Smokesteve. But the problem is that the media controls the flow of information, and we will always be framed as the bad guy. I feel like right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to instigate something happening. They want these right-wingers to fight back, because that's something that's maddening when I see these videos, is all these violent racist right-wingers are all just trying to get away from the violence. They're not fighting back. A lot of them, most of them are like old people. I don't know. It just is really bothering me that I'm seeing this, and yet somehow, and you say that we have the guns, okay, but what does it matter? Because no matter what, they're going to always be the side that's cast as a good guy, so we can't win.
No.
Like, there's nothing that we could do that is ever right.
Guns are good.
I agree. I know. In the end, when it comes down to it,
I'm a gun. A good gun. Gunny
me
guns.
too, man. You know what? It's funny. Like, I hadn't fired a gun in like a decade or 2 decades, and my brothers and me all met up and shot. My wrist is still feels like it's broken. Like 2 weeks later, because I wasn't gripping them tight enough.
So you're You served, right?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force.
Air Force guy.
I was
Top
in Air
Gun?
Force. No. Oh, no.
Were you Maverick?
Nah. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I was Maverick of the flight line.
I used to be in the Royal Air Force.
Yeah.
Cadets.
Cup of tea says I like CNN. I don't like any of them. But that's the difference between me and Drone Tech is, oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
That's a difference of me and Drone Tech. I don't see much of a difference between one side or other when it comes to media. I think they all suck.
No, I agree, man.
I mean, when you listen to Fox, I mean, it's just ridiculous, and it's no less ridiculous than if you listen to CNN. So when I see like the nightly news or the stuff that we see, I think that they tiptoe and try not to sway things one way or another. But here, I don't know if it's like this in the rest of the United States, but here in St. Louis, we don't have any left-leaning radio station. We only have right-leaning radio stations, and we have several of them. So, I don't see, I hear Drone Tech all the time, you just outraged, and it seems like it's a one-sided outrage. And for me as an independent, I just don't see it that way. I see the statistics on how many people watch Fox, and then how many people watch like CNN and MSNBC, which is kind of split for how many people watch Fox. And now there's some new organizations that'll probably take up that slack too. So I just don't see I disagree with it just like Drone Tech, but do I see it as one-sided or slanted one way? That is the part that I think that we mostly disagree on.
Well, as far as the media, so I mean, I would agree. I don't like Fox either, for the same reasons.
Right.
I mean, I've never like.
But I mean, it seems like all your arguments are just like how like oh, they don't report about this, and oh, they don't report about this. But the one side reports about it, just like how the other side doesn't report about things that are just as important, that are just like lies and blatant propaganda.
Right.
That are on the other side. So, right. I could sit here and be like that, but I don't want to be that guy because I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I agree with what you're saying to a point. The only difference I would say is that the left-wing media, or I would say it's more the Democrat Party media, they enjoy this sort of aura of legitimacy, and they're able to cast this kind of, and correctly, I mean, I'll say about Fox and OAN and Newsmax and all these other networks, that they're, in a lot of ways, they are a lot, like when Brian Stelter talks about them, it's kind of true, a lot of what he says. But the exact same could be said to them, and yet they get this sort of aura of legitimacy while they cast anything else.
I was watching Newsmax the other day, and I found them to be extremely grating because they was very pro-Trump, and I was like, no, this is not for me.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to understand that media exists as an answer to that.
Yeah,
it's a response.
But why can't there be a response that is honest?
I know.
And why can't there be that? Why won't that?
I'll tell you.
Well, I know why it's not. It's because of us, and that's why. That's the problem I have with blaming the media for everything. It's not the media. They're just giving it what we want. It's what we want. It's the algorithms that we put off. It's the Google searches that we put off. It's the time that we spend watching a channel that does that propaganda on one side or the other versus a channel that gives it the honest, straight down the middle truth. And it's our fault. It's not the media's fault. They're just selling advertising, and that's always my thing.
Well, this is the thing. It's not our fault. It's the masses' fault. The people who do are the sheep, because Fox is.
But statistically, there's 4 of us here, so some of us have to be those sheep.
I don't like the term sheep because it implies that people just follow the grain, but really they're just following their own hearts. And people, when you follow your own heart, you've got one idea that you're going to follow, and if you follow in that way that someone might say that you're a sheep, are you really a sheep if you think that thing that you're following is right?
Yeah, but there's so many individual concepts involved with the greater identification from each side. So I can't say that I'm left or right. I can only say I believe in a lot from everything, and therefore you can't label me. But it seems like a lot of people are happy to jump all in either direction and just fuck everyone else, you know?
Biscuit, I'll give you a perfect example related to you of what you're talking about. You just said you watched Newsmax and they were so pro-Trump you had to turn it off and not listen to them.
No, I listened to them, but I didn't like what they were saying. I never said that I didn't.
But and then you said it wasn't for me and you turned it off. You did say that, right?
No, I said it wasn't for me. I don't think I said I turned it off.
I thought you did say that. I apologize.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I thought you were done.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead.
All right. I just had an interest because we have a few anti-Trump people here. Is it just Steve? Are you pro-Trump?
I'm in the middle. I'm not a Trump guy.
Okay. I mean, I'm pro-Trump, but I'm not like lockstep or anything. I admit his faults and stuff. But Trump did a lot of good actually, and I think that he actually didn't do anything bad really. And I'm just curious what people like, what their actual gripes are, and I'm actually curious how much that you think that you know about Trump is actually complete bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, what Trump puts out there himself is probably some of the worst reflection of him.
He's got problems. The fact that he is so blatantly lying 80% of the time is what grates me.
Okay, well, that I would argue with that statistic, and the entire propaganda effort from the beginning to say that, oh, he's told 20,000 lies. Oh my God, 20,000. And then when you actually dig into these 20,000 lies, you find that like it's like
9 of them were true.
No. It's like he got something wrong, or it's a matter of opinion, or it's they're playing word games. And then
the biggest one I can think of right now is the fact that the media said that he said that people should drink bleach. He never actually said that. He said that disinfectant for a start, not bleach.
I watched that press conference. By the way,
he didn't say drink or inject, but he did use the word inject and disinfectant in the same terms.
Yeah, he says a lot of dumb shit, like a lot of politicians do, by the way, and they do, especially Pelosi. But yet the media tells you it's a.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi, on the other hand, she rubs me far worse than Trump.
Well, that's good. But here's a good example of what I'm talking about. Like the media and Biden repeatedly said that Trump was like courting white supremacists, that he called them fine people, and that he never condemned them. And the media trod that out. Biden campaign trod that out regularly, and it's a complete and utter lie. I mean, it literally is so debunked. It's one of those things. It's like that's why people distrust the media. I mean, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Now, Drone Tech, would you say that at some level, maybe considering that his base might be a few of those white supremacists might be part of his base, that he wasn't quite as harsh as maybe he should have been? Like he sort of, in a way, maybe he didn't take. Maybe he was too neutral.
Well, I mean, but how many times does a person have to condemn white supremacists and KKK? And I mean, there's a video of him doing it like over 20 times over the course of the last few years. I mean, and it's like, and it's funny because like every time he does it, especially like in interviews, he's like, "I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna condemn him, and it's not gonna matter. You're still gonna come out and ask me every time."
But I think that's part of it. It's not. It doesn't seem genuine when he does do it.
Pretty good impression.
Well, I mean, no, it's not. But
I mean, how can anybody not denounce?
I think honestly, and you can disagree with me or not, but I think honestly, I think that he I don't think that he supports white supremacism, but I think that he wouldn't want to lose their vote, so he's not going to completely condemn them.
I mean, people that are like legit white supremacists, it's like such a fringe group of people. It's a tiny like. It's.
I mean, it's a fringe group of people that that Biden is going to win this election by.
Well, I mean that may be, but I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, did you hear he gave 3 speeches after Charlottesville, which I can get into a whole thing about that. But so Charlottesville happens. He gave 3 speeches where he like was pouring it out, man. He's like, we do not support this hate, and we don't want this in our country. And he condemned it in like the worst possible terms. He did it 3 times, and yet they say that he called neo-Nazis white fine people. When in the next sentence he said, "I'm not talking about white nationalists and neo-Nazis. They should be condemned totally." Like, I just don't know how much more a person. It's just like an obvious tactic. It's like they just keep coming at you.
I think that's a small. I think that's a tiny percentage of what people dislike about Trump. To be honest with you.
Okay, well, what else? What is it? I mean, there's a lot to dislike. I'm not saying that, but
that's certainly a result of editing, because literally, the people watch what the news shows them.
Right.
You know, and they don't get to see everything unless they do a little digging. So
yeah. I mean, it's like the whole police thing right now. The whole thing. I mean, anytime a police wrongly shoots somebody, it's wrong, and I'm standing with anybody to condemn it, and it shouldn't happen. But it's when it actually happens and it's wrong and it's murder, it's so freaking rare. And yet the media will report anytime a black person gets shot by a white cop, and then they will kind of sweep the details under the rug, like it doesn't matter. Oh, a black man was shot by a white cop. That should make you angry. It doesn't matter that like they tried to steal a weapon or they fought the police or anything like that. Like, black people are incapable of not fighting the police, so we're not even going to address that. Like, it's just like it's so obviously concocted, and it's like
what about the time when he wanted to read a portion of the Bible in front of a certain church?
Yeah,
and he shoved people out of the way.
Yeah,
peaceful protesters.
Right, but they did burn down the church.
You don't even understand.
Yeah, but they did burn down the church, and like,
not all those people. Not all those people.
Can you imagine if
people
right-wingers
that he got rid of?
Can you imagine if Obama was president and 2 right-wingers went in and burned that church? The freaking tidal wave that would be unleashed against the right wing. Like, this idea of like, we're not going to blame just a few people.
Thank you, Greg.
That is never applied to the right. I mean, it never is. Like, the Michigan governor got to call the lockdown protests a bunch of racists and not neo-Nazis and people carrying swastikas, when in fact one woman showed up with a parody sign with a badly drawn swastika that wasn't even a real swastika. It was obviously like a parody, like she was calling the governor a Nazi. And one guy showed up with a Confederate flag, and yet the entire thing is racist. It's just like, come on. Like, this standard is never applied.
I don't see how a Confederate flag can be seen as racist.
Well, it is. It doesn't matter. Like,
end of the day, it's generally in it. It's fucking the Dukes of Hazzard kind of thing. It's like, you know, you could take what you want from the Confederate flag.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I like talk over everybody. I'm sorry.
No. We don't have. It's usually just the 3 of us and 1 or 2 other people. So it's nice to get a fresh voice in here.
Guys, I took the week off after the election. I'm like, I'm done. I have not posted anything since then. So
you took the week off, not from work, but from
news. Well, yeah. This is my job. I do this full time.
Oh, do you really? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. I have sponsors and stuff, so yeah. Thankfully.
I drink full time, and I'm gonna get another beer.
I only drink on a Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Good man.
I only drink on this stream right now. I can't get down to my local pub, so this is the next best thing.
Speaking of drinking, Drone Tech, that one time we got into the Ted Cruz discussion. My right before you got on there, my wife handed me. She had a bottle of wine that a customer of mine gave us, and she's like dangling it off screen, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And I had already been drinking some beer, and I drank, and I was when I got into that argument about Ted Cruz, which I went into I watched that embarrassingly afterwards.
I never
Ted
watched it
Cruz.
afterwards.
Oh
I
my
never watched it
God!
afterwards.
And got off that stream after saying, I think I said at least 100 times that Trump shit on Ted Cruz's dad. And I went upstairs and she had dinner and I started eating dinner and I was like, holy shit, man, I'm gonna throw up. And I had that feeling in so many years. And I did. I was like 8:00 at night, our time here, and I threw up, and I was like, oh my God. And that was back when Hayden was doing like a show every day because of lockdown.
That was amazing. Amazing.
So I completely made an ass of myself that night.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
You did not make an ass of yourself. Come on.
Oh my God, I can't believe I drank that much, man.
Whatever,
well, it was mixing because usually I do show prep, which Smokesteve knows what I'm talking about before I come on the show.
Hey,
And then I take Smokesteve's doing a little show prep right now, and I drink a few beers, and then I usually go and make my dinner for the Saturday night dinner, which I'm gonna have to do soon. But that night, I decided, what a great idea it would be to drink a half a bottle of wine on top of all that stuff. And putting those three things together is never a good idea.
There's no way you made more of an ass of yourself.
No, I know where you're going. Going, Biscuit, and I didn't.
My hair and eyebrows off.
But technically, I mean, you're kind of a legend now because of that night. So.
I think I was around that night, actually.
He shaved his eyebrows and his head.
I was around it was like the next day or something. Yeah.
Epic.
Oh my gosh. Hayden really talked you into it. That was back when we had that Natalie on the show. Whatever happened to her?
You know what happened.
What happened to Natalie?
Graham happened to Natalie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Graham. She no.
Never come back.
She said some things that rubbed Graham the wrong way, and he made a point to point it out to her face, and I think it.
What were those things? Anybody want to talk about?
It was just that. I mean, I wasn't here, so I'm probably more comfortable with talking about than these two guys are.
I was. It was on this here platform. Back a few months ago, it was a foggy night.
So
cool.
Ashamed. I couldn't. She asked us to defend her, and I'm like, I don't know what we're defending you for.
She basically was. It was we were having discussion, or I wasn't here. They were having discussions about politics and stuff, and she wasn't cool with it, and it kind of roughly came back to a politicky type subject, and she said, "This is why I didn't come on, because you guys were talking." And Graham was like, "Oh, well, if you got something more important, why don't you step up and say it?" And I think he called her an embarrassment to females. And I'm pretty sure that probably was the final straw. That
I think she came on again a couple of weeks after that, didn't she? And
she might have.
No, she didn't. She never came on after that show.
Did she not?
She never showed her face again. She was uppity. I never said anything because it's not my show. If it was my show, like when I did my show, I didn't care what I said to anybody because it's my show. But this is your show. I mean, she was.
She
was a female. She liked metal. I like both women and heavy metal, so she had two things going there. And she was cool and like odd and English, and I liked her. And then, that happened. When it was happening, I was conflicted because I'm like, this is my show. I could totally X him out, but he has way more fucking credit here than I do. So,
I don't think Graham's the type of guy where if you would have kicked him off, he wouldn't. The next day, you could have said, "Hey, I didn't like where it was going," and he would have been totally cool with it.
But in the true title of the channel's name, I decided to let him continue because it is called Trigger Warning, and in the end, I didn't think it was all that bad. When those guys, I tried to get them going sometimes at the end of a stream, and I'll be like, give it to me, baby. Fucking rock me. I don't care. Fucking tear me up, dude. Hey, light it up. I don't care, dude. Yeah, I'm ginger. I'm weird. I get stoned. Fucking lay it on me, bro. It doesn't matter. But some people take it a little more personally.
Yeah, well, she's a chick, and she obviously had a softer shell than some of us do, and it hurt. Because I don't think she ever did her radio show after that night either.
That is correct.
Really?
She stopped her radio show, and she stopped coming on here.
Wow.
But it was interesting. Those are we remember that, and we're talking. There's been what, 8 weeks at least since in between that. And how many instances are we talking about? No, it's probably been more than that. And that was a moment that has been brought back up like half a dozen times since it happened. Yeah. And all those other moments, they don't get brought back up. So it was good for your show, if you ask me.
Yeah, but
good or bad.
I still like her comments on Twitter, but I don't want to make her uncomfortable.
Chat's quite polarized about it. Last time she was like, can't Graham apologise? And Dippy Derrick, she's a bitch.
Yeah, you're right there. What did she say? I don't want to quote her. I could.
It doesn't matter what she said. It doesn't matter what Graham said. It was just a thing that happened, and it was. It's obviously
the best moments I ever had on my show were the ones that got really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hear you.
Those are the ones you remember. Those are the ones that stick with you.
Did I ever tell you guys I was on? Mind you guys don't know what Jeremy Kyle is, do you? Do you know who Jeremy Kyle is now? You know what's his name now? They do like family feuds and stuff. Like where people have like cheated and stuff. They do that show in America. I forgot who did that. Where someone's cheated on like the missus and they get brought on for lie detector.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer, yeah.
Even more than that, there was one called Cheaters on like MTV. I think where somebody literally pulled the knife out and fucking stabbed somebody.
I was on the UK version of Jerry Springer.
Were you really?
I was, yeah.
What happened? What were you on there for?
My daughter's mum basically accused me of cheating on her because I came back with like love bites on my neck.
Hickeys.
Yeah, but in actual fact, it was just my female friend just being stupid when we were drunk.
It's okay. It's okay.
She sucked my neck. So what?
Wow.
That's not cool when you got a girlfriend or wife, though, Biscuit Vapes.
Well, it was a girlfriend, but it wasn't sexual. She was just.
You can't talk like you can't talk off.
And it's all over, dude.
Dude, would you ever put your lips on another man's neck? No. Clearly, there's fucking something going on there, guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, there was, but I passed the lie detector anyway. But
So she called you out and you were on the show. It's a national show, like where
national show, yeah.
Oh my gosh! So you were on there and you had to defend yourself for getting some hickeys on your neck.
Yeah, I took a lie detector because basically what she said was, if you don't go on this show, you'll never see your daughter again.
Oh,
what? Wait, is this a joke or serious?
This is serious, but joke's on her. I now have full custody of my daughter, and she only sees her for 3 hours a month.
Good man.
Why is that? Why you don't have to talk about it. It's perfect.
Oh, I don't mind talking about it. It's good content. She stopped me from seeing her for 2 years. She married this reprobate.
What's that?
Like a delinquent.
Oh, okay.
He was an ex-crackhead.
Oh, jeez.
The social services got involved and took her to court, and then I got full custody.
Well, good for you. At least your daughter's in a better place. That's all that
Much
matters.
better, yeah.
That sounds bad.
She's happy as Larry now.
So is your wife, ex-girlfriend or wife or whatever, is she still with the guy?
No. She was put in protective custody. You know, like she was put in like a hostel because he was an abuser. He beat her up and that.
Hey,
Oh,
can you
Jesus.
guys stop talk amongst yourselves? I gotta
Of course, that's fine.
Yeah, what do you gotta do? Where are you going, Smokesteve?
I gotta piss, dude.
Go in your backyard, dude. It'll make you feel so much better than.
If I
That
need
is the plan.
if I need a number one, I exclusively piss in the backyard.
Hell yeah.
It hurts my knees to go up the stairs.
Oh, you gotta go upstairs. The only bathroom you got is upstairs.
I have a downstairs one, but my house is that small that the only place for the dryer is in the hall where the back bathroom is.
So your bathroom's filled up with a washer and dryer.
Just a dryer. I've got
Just
a washer.
the dryer.
I haven't even got a space for a dishwasher, man.
Oh.
I was gonna get a like on the drainer on the sink. I was gonna get a portable one that you fill up, like with a jug dishwasher.
Right.
But they're like £400-500. It's ridiculous price.
Did you see that? There's a long message that was just applied in the private chat.
Has this
from
lockdown
David.
on the whole world in every country, even Bali? Same day, it's anti-human, making me think people like David Icke has been right on virtually everything he has predicted, and it seems more and more likely that even his most crazy conspiracy theory that extraterrestrial entities are controlling is more likely. Are you coming on, David? Because
We can't let him on, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
I wonder if he's back there.
Is he not?
He had to have at least clicked on the link to put that message in there.
Yeah, he's probably in the back room. Stay in the back room until Steve comes back, David, and we'll let you on. Because it sounds like you're a bit of a crazy man.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got some good stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a bit of a good content. Keep in the back room.
Oh, there's Smokesteve. Get back here, Smokesteve.
Come here, Steve. We need to get this David on.
Oh, he's gone.
Here he is.
There he is.
Is David in the back room, Steve?
He's not. Is there? He's got his. He's muted. He's muted. He's muted. You're muted, Smokesteve.
There's a David in the back room.
Is there a
Steve.
David in the background? Is there a David waiting to come on here?
Yeah, but his device is not connected.
Oh, connect your device. He's got a.
David,
He's got
have you
real.
got a camera and a microphone.
He's just sitting down there. I have a feeling it's.
Well,
one
he
of
put a.
those young-
No, he's not young. He put a big long thing about conspiracy theories and stuff.
All right, David. Put on.
Talking about
something.
extraterrestrials.
Get your mic hooked up, David.
If I float the arrow over it, it says guest needs to connect mic or cam before you can add them. David, you can't. I can't add you without at least audio.
Yeah, because I gotta get out of here soon.
Cup of tea. The trampoline is gone, dude.
What?
Took it down.
Why?
2 weeks ago.
Why?
Already have grass. Had to go.
Nobody was using it.
The kid would not jump on the thing anymore.
Yeah.
was stuck with it.
I've got an 8-footer in back garden, but my daughter won't use it either.
Yeah.
We were gonna have a jump off, Smokesteve. We never got our jump off.
Dude, I'm not I'm too big. I'm a big framed guy, you know.
You can't do a front flip?
I could do a backflip.
Oh,
easier.
a backflip. I can do front flips better than backflips.
No,
Yeah,
much easier with tilting the head back. See, when I was a snowboarder, so I'm
Oh.
good with looking and like my body follows wherever I'm going.
A good 10 years ago,
Front flip, you have to like do this weird jerk, which I never was good with. You know?
about 10 years ago, I was good at doing the forward pike, the jump splits, the front flip, back flip. I used to be brilliant on trampoline. About 10 years ago.
I wouldn't have taken you for an excellent trampoliner, Biscuit.
Oh, I took trampolining at school.
They got a trampoline class. They do.
They did, yeah. They had proper gymnastic grade trampolines at school. You know, the big square ones, not with the
Right, the more soft, squishy kind.
they were square, but they had like straps instead of a full pad.
Right.
Right.
They were like lattice, like that kind of thing, like straps
Right.
that go across.
Could you go really high?
Oh
Or-
yeah.
Right. So
I bet you go really high, Smokesteve, don't you?
Hey, what is the cute little voices I'm hearing in the background? Who is that?
Oh, that's my wife. She's talking about one of my dogs is acting up outside, so she had to wrangle her in.
Is she gonna play "Who Let the Dogs Out" by the Baja
No, but
Boys?
I'll tell you, the funny thing we have, and I did a YouTube or a live leak video about this. I have some neighbors that have some Dobermans that bark way too much. Like every time we go outside, they start barking.
Yeah, okay.
And anyway, what we do, that base case thing that I showed you a minute earlier with the suitcase with the speakers in it.
Oh,
I put look at that biscuit vapes.
cute little one.
Whenever they start.
That's a big dog, but Biscuit makes it look tiny.
Yeah, that dog is. That dog's the size of a Saint Bernard, but biscuit belly.
He's about 3/4 of a Bernard.
But anyway, so when those dogs start acting up, I take that bass case out there and I play "Who Let the Dogs Out" like super loud.
Yeah.
To try to get the point across that you need to shut your dogs up.
Yeah, well, I used to, when I played in this band, if I showed up early to band practice before the bass player, he'd show up and his pit bull would always charge me. But if I had the guitar on, I'd just hit a low E with the distortion and the thing would fucking run.
Oh, man.
It's like, you're going to charge me? But if I didn't have the guitar going, I was like fighting it with the guitar. Fucking thing was nasty.
That's a cute dog, Biscuit.
You see his Hitler mustache.
Oh.
Did you teach that dog to Sieg Heil yet?
Oh, here we go.
Get your paw. Woo!
He is cute.
High five, Diesel. High five. High five.
So, Biscuit, is your birthday now that it's after midnight, or was your birthday yesterday, basically?
It was 14th yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Well, it's still 14th. It's still 14th where you are, isn't it?
Yeah, it still is. So, happy birthday, Biscuit.
Thank you.
Yeah, that thing is tiny, dude. So you said, what is the two breeds that it is? Oh, Yorkshire?
No, he's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Is it Yorkshire pudding combined with a what?
A what? He's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Staffy Bull, okay.
Staffy Bull.
Looks more like a fucking Jack Russell. He's tiny.
He's big for a Staffy. His Staffies are half that size. Females, anyway. Go on, get to bed, you. Go on.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go grill up some burgers. It was good seeing all you guys, as always.
That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do it after the show.
There you go. Nothing like doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning, Biscuit.
2 o'clock. It'll be.
Good seeing you, Drone Tech. Hopefully you come on again. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah, you too, man. I will.
Take care, guys.
It was fun.
See you later.
Later.
Hey, Last Dance is asking, we can't see what you see. Not really. I mean, I have another guy trying to come in on the bottom, Last Dance, but there's no camera, so you're not missing much. So we all see the same. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
All the shit down below? Like,
I just see the three of us.
yeah, so I have David here. Device is not connected. So, David, I'd love to have you, but you got to connect.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some people to maybe join us, but nobody's responding to me. Everybody's being bitches. Oh, hold on. I know a guy. Might be interested. You guys know John Doe?
No.
You mean
He usually,
you mean the undescribed dead guy?
Right, John Doe. Right. I know. As soon as I said that, I'm like,
You mean from Live Leak, like old school?
No. He's on YouTube. He streams like protests and shit like that.
Okay.
He was streaming. He was streaming live. John Doe OG 1980 or something like that. I'll see if I can get him in here. But he actually was streaming live, riding his bike, trying to. I don't know if he was recording a protest or just out riding around. But the police, he drove upon something going on with the police, and I'm sorry, I say he was on a bike. I think he was actually in his car for this, and they shot during his live stream and almost killed him. They blew out his rear view mirror and shot. Yeah, they almost killed him. Is like during his live stream. So maybe I can get him on to tell us about that. It'd be an interesting story.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of interesting.
It's on his channel.
Have you seen that PT News Network at all?
PT News Network? No.
That's one. The guy is kind of I don't know. He's all right. But there's another one that actually at first I thought was Antifa, but I don't know. They seem to be filming at a lot of the like very, very like super left-wing protests, but I'm not sure that the guys that were filming had any political bias, but they caught some pretty interesting stuff in some of those.
Really?
People throwing like bombs into trash cans and stuff, and just random violence for no other reason, you know?
Like, why is this not a major news story? I meant to press AFib on that a little bit more, but like, if one right winger gets out of line, it's like Charlottesville is a perfect example. This one guy runs over another white person, by the way, which is not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad, but they act like it was this huge civil rights movement or something. And they constantly bring it up. Constantly. How many, in the last 5 months, how many Trump supporters have been murdered? There's been like maybe 7, I want to say. There's been a lot. There's been a few of just like random murders of Trump supporters out there. Was it ever a news story? No. These are like things that make people distrust the media. I don't know how I got on this, but
no, that's fine. It almost goes along with the fact of just media bias. It's not a surprise because
it's not, but it's damaging as fuck. And like they talk about like Trump's such a threat to democracy. It's like if Trump is dangerous to democracy, and he may well be, the media is equally bad. And Trump is almost like this. He is a response to the media, and he is almost like this equal force coming back at them. It's weird. It's not good for the country either way, but
yeah, he's got his delivery issues, I think, with the way he's put some things out there. You know, hey, he is what he is.
Yeah, he's got a lot of problems, don't get me wrong, and he's his own worst enemy most of the time. But at the same time, that same kind of, you know, people talk about, at least before Trump, used to talk about how politicians, when they move their lips, they're lying, right? Like that was always normal. We all knew that, right? So why is this such? If Trump is lying so much, which I argue, I mean, that he is, but if he is, isn't that just what every politician is doing? And that's one of the things the media has done. They've made these things that are normal seem like they're way outside the bounds of normalcy.
I think the difference with Trump is that his lies are obvious, and
you say lies, but is he just wrong, or is he exaggerating? Maybe because he kind of does that.
Well, maybe he's just wrong, but is when he does tell things, he says things that are so obviously wrong that he's made out to be a liar.
Well, other politicians do too, and
all politicians lie, but they lie better.
I just feel like these complaints against Trump are weak. Like as far as it's like that's why I was saying like before Trump, it's like politicians lying. Like that was like the joke was that anytime a politician's lips move, he's lying or she. So it's like there's so much good that he's done. Like no new wars. He's almost gotten peace in the Middle East. I mean, look how close it is. It's gonna happen. It's like almost definitely gonna happen. Like it has happened with all parties now.
It might be getting peace, but at what cost?
What? At what cost? So what is the cost? All I know is that the other guys never could get it done. Like even with Arafat, where he was like 98% on board, they still couldn't get it. So I don't know.
Yep. I mean, in order to get a measurable thing on what it is that he has and hasn't done, or what is so offensive, you have to pick out specific things. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think, Biscuit? Like, what is the specific thing?
I don't know. It's just, I think it's more of a feeling. just a feeling that it rubs you the wrong way. It's just.
I'll bring up one particular thing, and that would be what he said about John McCain. Now, I've seen some photographs of John McCain after his fucking plane went into a drainage pond for a rice paddy, and they pulled him out, broken arms and broken legs, and I consider him to be a war hero, an American hero, for that act alone. What he did as a senator doesn't matter, but that act alone, and then to have what Trump said about that, I thought that was bullshit, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, the only positive I can see for Trump is that he wants, under any circumstance, he wants to have a deal with the UK after we leave Brexit, whereas Biden really doesn't. If we fuck over Europe and Ireland, Biden's like, nope, you're not having a deal with us.
Yeah, Trump was in the line of the Brexiteers.
Yeah.
Biden is line with the Remainers, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, not the Remainers, but he wants to preserve the what's that thing?
Accord.
The Irish border thing. I forget the Good Friday Agreement.
Okay.
But I've never understood that. I mean, what is the big deal if Ireland has a border between Northern Ireland and Ireland? I've never understood it. Just suck it up.
It has something to do with the. I think is it the EU laws with the dairy?
Yeah, that's that. But if Ireland wants to be so much part of England, Wales, and Scotland, then Northern Ireland, that is, then I think they just want all their eggs in one basket. They want to be able to have the ties with the mainland island as well as the UK. They can't have all of it.
Then they should separate from the UK.
If that's the case, then yeah, that's my thoughts. But they won't.
Like that's the thing. If they want their cake and eat it too, give it to them and say, go figure it out on your own.
Yeah, that's what I think. But there's a whole Good Friday Agreement where we agreed to keep the border borderless, like without fences and gates.
What? You do like that? You like borderless?
No, I'm all for borders because it keeps a separation line between EU and UK, and we can have everything, like how we want it. The French can fuck off and not take our fish, and we can do what we want. I want UK to be sovereign, but we can't while we're tied to the island, telling us, that they want things their way.
No problem, Last Dance. Thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, well, I mean, I hear you, dude. It's a tough one because
I mean, we want in a Canada-style deal, but there's gates and borders in Canada to US. So
what would happen to the small northern population of loyalists or whatever you call them to the crown if you guys?
I think that's the main problem, is that a lot of their trade is back and forth between mainland Ireland and Northern Ireland, and they would lose a lot of their farm industry.
Right. And if you skipped out on Northern Ireland, would the Northerners then be left with like nothing?
I think they use a lot of our things as well, like technology, services, goods.
Have to be some sort of an exit agreement between the North and the South.
They won't do that though. They want to be separate from. They just want, like you said, they want the cake and eat it too. But it's not possible. It is a rock and a hard place for the government to deal with. It's very
because the North is pretty tiny. There's no way they could maintain on their own up there.
I mean, they have like 5 votes or whatever in the entire. Like when we vote for the government, I think they've got like 5 seats in the House for the entire of Ireland.
Huh.
Not a lot at all.
Damn. It's like Connecticut or like
Yeah.
North Dakota.
Yeah, they've got very little say in the house.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Damn.
I
Crazy.
just invited that guy, by the way. Hopefully he'll join us here.
Cool.
He looked like he was trying to stream, so he may not. I don't know.
What do you got? An old, is that an old horror movie? Creep Show?
Creep Show? Oh, yeah. It's one of my favorite shirts. I love the shirt. It's funny. I love the movie Creep Show. I love horror movies. I'm not a big fan of Stephen King, who you would think I'd like, which I don't. But he was a big part of Creep Show, so it's weird. It's like the one good thing he did. But
I don't know, dude. He did. Didn't he write Stand By Me? I loved that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a non-horror, but yeah, Stand By Me was good.
That was a damn good movie. But you're right. In the sense of horror movies, Christine, when I was young, that was a little creepy as a movie.
Is that the sentient car?
The 50s car, yeah. It was
Yeah.
57 Chevy.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know if that's Stephen King, but The Birds was no, that's Hitchcock.
That's Hitchcock. Yep.
Yeah, The Birds is one of my favorite oldies.
That's 60s. That was a good one. Never forget the woman in the phone booth or guy, whoever getting attacked. Yeah, that was cool.
There's a lot of good old like 50s and 60s like sci-fi horror, like Twilight Zone, obviously, and Outer Limits is amazing.
The original one with Damien. What's that? The
Omen.
The Omen.
The original Omen. That's good. And Day of the Dead. That's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I love Day of the Dead. That's one of my favorites too. There's a lot of good performances in that one.
Yeah.
I like Dawn of the Dead too, although, the more I watch it every year at Halloween. Every October I watch horror movies all month. And every year I watch it and I like it less and less. I don't know. It's
I mean, I would say that zombie movies are definitely my go-to. If anything comes out with zombie, I will watch it. I mean, I watched things like Cockney versus Zombie, which was completely cheesy as fuck, but I just love anything zombie.
Yeah.
I watched all the cheesy zombie movies.
You've seen Return of the Living Dead, which I think is the best horror movie. I think it is the quintessentially best zombie movie that there is.
I mean, I like. Is it? What's it called? The predecessor to. Is it 40 days or 30 days or
30 days?
28
nice.
28 days.
28 days. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that movie, but I don't. There's a couple things that put me off about that movie. It's a great movie, though. Otherwise, I don't like the running zombies. I'm not a big fast running zombie kind of guy. Although
you like the slow zombies.
Well, it's funny. I feel like we're kind of past that now because there's just so much. I don't know. I can take it either way, but I don't like the way the actors snarl and stuff. They try to and the sounds they make. It just always puts me off. It makes me laugh.
I mean, I think they messed up the Resident Evil series. I'm a big Resident Evil game fan.
Oh yeah, me too.
But they fucked up the movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the movies are just trash. I tried to rewatch them and maybe after I've been away from them for a while and everything and chatter of them and rewatch them, maybe I'll like it. And it's like the first one's okay.
Yeah.
I've always hated the first one, but
personally, I think they should have stuck to the Resident Evil 2 and 3 storyline.
Yeah.
From the game.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to make it too much all the movies kind of reminded me of a Sega CD game, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They were made too much video game movies, and they weren't brought into the modern world. If you look at Marvel movies, the way they've brought superheroes into the modern world and really made movies that anybody can get into, whether or not you're into the comic. With those movies, it's they're still making them Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, I agree.
Easy,
corny. I mean, I never watched the Marvel comics, but I completely took on board all the Marvel films.
Oh yeah, me too.
I mean, on Amazon, I think I bought all of the original, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America. I bought all the original, not the sequels, but I bought all the originals on Amazon.
Yeah, they're great. My wife and I, we're not into the comics, but we tried to watch all the movies chronologically. We kind of got it kind of gets repetitive, you know, when you try to do that.
Yeah, there's like what 27 films up to the most recent.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, by the time we got to Endgame, we were just like tired of it, you know. Okay, we've seen this. It's like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, things like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, they were a good breath
of fresh air. Yes, I'm glad you said that. You're right. Okay, Ant-Man stood out to me. We were watching this like, holy shit, this movie is amazing. We had never heard of it, never seen it. And yeah, like watching it together with all the other ones, it stands out totally.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever watched the His He series on YouTube?
The what?
His He. It's like how it should have ended.
No, I haven't.
It's like a cartoon and like parody of all the Marvel things, and the Ant-Man, the labeled it as like a heist that didn't need to happen. He had like a tank in his pocket. And he should have just brought that out from the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, you have to link me up with that. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's just His He, H-I-S.
Okay.
And it's really good. They do a really good series, and they've got like a villains pub where they've got like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars as like the owner of the pub.
Nice. Yeah.
And they've got like Voldemort and like Thanos and all sorts in this
awesome
pub.
This is just like an ongoing series?
Yeah. They just parody or everything.
Okay.
And they've got like the ongoing theme is like Batman and Superman in a cafe. And end of all these cafe things, it's like, because I'm Batman.
Yeah, Leah.
Is that a reference to something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leah Zell says the I Am Legend zombies are the worst. I remember them and they sucked.
Yeah.
They were totally like.
It's not like that at all. They're not even zombies. They're mutants, aren't they? They're not zombies.
They're just bad. They're CGI messes for one.
I like
that. They could have pulled it off, but they just didn't. They're just bad.
I think the story was unique.
No, the movie was good.
The movie's been done and redone. I mean, it's been done a few times.
Yeah.
And that movie wasn't bad, but you know, another movie that really suffers from that same thing, in my opinion, is The Descent, which is an amazing movie.
It's not the one where they go in the caves and
right. It's all these ladies, all these women. They go into a cave, and the movie it kicks ass like for most of the movie. Yeah. And then they get to the monsters that are in the cave, and the monsters are just like a bunch of naked people in latex. Like it's just like I see it, and I'm just like, this is lame. Like they totally fucked that up.
The premise is good though.
Do what?
The premise of the story.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's great. I love it. Great movie. It's so claustrophobic and it's so dark, and it's really hard to pull that off. Where it's really dark, but you can still see things, you know.
Yeah.
And they did that a lot of different ways with like flares and different ways, but it's a good movie. I recommend it, even though the monsters are terrible. Like they're so bad.
I mean, some of the best movies are where you can't even see the monsters.
Right. That's the way that's the way they should have pulled it off. Really. They should have went with that.
I actually like the is it Bird Box with Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, that's an okay movie. Then there's like all these spin-off movies, or actually, I think it was kind of a spin-off movie, wasn't it? Wasn't it like another movie that came out before Bird Box, where like it couldn't hear you, or you couldn't hear it maybe, or something? I don't know. I feel like
I mean the premise of Bird Box is that if you look at it, you go insane and kill yourself, don't you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool premise. I like it. It was a good movie. Decent anyway. I'm not a huge Sandra Bullock fan. Well, she was okay. She's okay in some movies. Now she's had so much plastic surgery. She's just got this like weird mask face.
That one where she's in space with George Clooney, that was a flop.
Yeah, it was not good. I saw that in the movie theaters, and yeah, it was not good. None of those space movies really did it for me, to be honest.
What about is it Origin with Ryan Reynolds and
Origin?
Yeah, I think
I haven't seen that.
I always thought that was a prequel to Venom because there's like this like plastic like thing that just like takes over the entire like spacecraft that they're in.
Yeah, I'm always on the look for good sci-fi, but there's not a lot out there. That's great.
I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds' origin.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
That stupid ass Cloverfield paradox or whatever. That like horrible.
Is that the one where they're in the bunker?
No, Cloverfield,
that's
the movie. Did you like Cloverfield?
So the original Cloverfield, I loved. I thought it was a really good movie. I was a big part of the ARG before that. A lot of that took place on somethingawful.com forums. If any of you ever posted there,
that was the one where the kids are all partying at a house party rave, and the thing just shows up and it's blasting the city.
Right.
I'm thinking of Cloverfield Lane, aren't I? Something like that. The one
You're thinking of Cloverfield Lane, which is so Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield Paradox are two like random scripts that
I liked Cloverfield Lane until they got outside, and then they fucked it up.
They were all right ideas, but they were just like random scripts that they shoehorned into Cloverfield.
Yeah,
and not well. I don't think Cloverfield Lane's an okay movie. Just like it's some random script, they just sort of. But I thought it was still cool, like especially the ending was.
Cloverfield Lane, they deal with the same monster thing.
It's not really tied in.
Yeah, I mean it was just. Is it what's his name? It's not John Candy. It's
Danny Glover.
No,
not Danny Glover. It's not Danny Glover. It's John Goodman.
John Goodman, yeah. John Goodman's like takes this woman down and this bloke and keeps him captive in his bunker, doesn't he? And
right.
Escape. That would have been good if it had nothing to do with Cloverfield.
It didn't. It's a mystery. It's like, why did they shoehorn this into Cloverfield? And then you had the last one, Paradox, where it's like they go into an alternate dimension that unleashes like other dimensions onto the planet or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why creatures are attacking. And it's just like, it's such bullshit. It's like, it's some shitty script that they found, and they're like, we're going to short this into it. Like, are they just finding shitty scripts? And they're like, how can we turn this into Cloverfield? Like,
Cloverfield Lane would have been perfect if, when she got out, she just escaped, but then melted from radioactivity or something. Yeah. It would have been a much better movie.
Right. It should have just been its own movie.
Yeah.
Like, has got nothing to do with Cloverfield.
No.
I wish they'd have done another Cloverfield movie, maybe from a different perspective, maybe from like the military, maybe like learning more about the story, because like the ARG, the alternate reality game that they ran before it, like the marketing campaign, was really interesting, and they delved into like where this creature came from and like different companies that may be involved in like harvesting eggs and stuff from this creature and doing things with it, and like all this interesting shit, but they never went anywhere with it. Like it never.
I can't remember what the movie's called, but I think it's like Abduction or something. But they're like, it turns out that these guys are like androids on Earth, but the real humans come back. But during the entire film, you think that these people are humans being like invaded by aliens, but it's just the humans coming back to take back from the androids.
What is that movie? Is that
Hey,
is that Battle of Los Angeles?
All right, quick question, guys. So 9 o'clock is my time to read some books. Lord of the Rings. Got to read with my kid. Should we keep this thing going, or?
I think 3 hours is long enough, don't you?
Yeah, we're probably good. Go read to your daughter.
Yeah. All right, gents. Hey, Drone Tech, thank you for coming by, man.
Thank you for coming, Drone Tech. It's been brilliant.
Hey, it's been awesome, fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Please come back again. And Biscuit Vapes, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, Steve.
Take care, everybody.